Welcome back, guys, to another EBN live stream. Acolyte post-roast show. Post-roast show. I hope everybody's got their drinks. I know I got mine. Definitely needed it after that hot garbage.
Ibuprofen and a Cabernet, Nick.
Let me start off by saying sorry we are late. Coach was tied up at disc golf. I was tied up on a work project, and then we started the episode. And then halfway through the episode, I had to jump back on a work project. So we didn't want to let them keep watching it without me and Coach fully seeing the entire episode. So
come on, Nick. Coach texted me. He said you were having such a great time. You watched it a second time.
That's what I heard.
Got me. Yeah. Got us. Busted. So yeah, that is why we are late. But good Lord, what a shit show this was, guys. I didn't think it could really get much worse, but Leslie Headland was like, "Hold my beer, guys. I got one episode left."
Blue milk. Yeah,
it got worse.
It got worse. They completely crapped all over everything in the prequels. If you guys are prequel fans, you guys are probably fuming right now. Now me, I'm not really a big prequels fan, so I'm just kind of like whatever. But it sucked, and it completely broke canon, broke lore. I don't see how this will ever get a season 2 by any way, shape, or form. But man, I'm hoping they get a season 2 because this is so much fun roasting it and hanging out with everybody and shitting all over this. It's been the most fun part of this entire season of the show.
It's so bad it actually brought me back to the franchise.
Yeah,
it did.
Yep. Real quick, guys. We got Michelle from Force of Light here. Knee pain in the house. Former Lucasfilm employee who has now joined the Rebel Alliance here at EBN. Gary Ambrosia from Doomcocks, our Wednesday night shows, Pop Culture Breakdown over there. Derek Anderson, of course, and then Mr. Valiant Renegade himself. Hope all you guys are doing well tonight, and you're ready to do a little bit of ranting and raving because this was terrible. Michelle, we'll start with you ladies. Always go first. Just quick thoughts on the episode.
Yeah, well, I was going to say I've got basically it started as filming a review and it turned into a 17-minute rant. That's about to be out on our channel in just a few minutes. But I mean, it was just absolutely terrible from start to finish. And there was even a moment where, okay, well, first, the thing that's bothered me the most is even in this, let me get this line. So you have a senator. So the whole point, I actually think of this show is just to destroy the Jedi in our minds and eyes. They are terrible. They are evil.
Yeah,
they're bad. And you have a senator say about the Jedi, it's a delusional cult, is what they call them in the show. And I mean, that's what bothers me the most. But then on top of that, you've got the absolute. I actually, for a moment, was like, the fight in this hallway is a little better than what I've seen previously. And then they do like the Mary Poppins crouching tiger
down the Matrix.
My gosh.
Yeah.
And then again, Nick, and last thing I'll say, and I'll let you guys talk, the motivations are all over the place. One day someone's a murderer. The next day, I don't think I'm going to be a bad person anymore. And then vice versa. And at the end of the show, I mean, we're in spoilers, right?
Yeah. Spoil the shit out of it.
You have.
There's no spoiling this.
Yeah.
I mean, you have Osha, who's supposed to be this good-hearted, kind-hearted girl throughout this whole show, and she force chokes to death the only character anyone remotely cared about on the show in Soul. And I'm supposed to believe that she just became a murderer in like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You are supposed to believe that.
It's like worst forced choke ever.
Yeah. And it took forever. I was like, just die already, dude.
Yeah.
Get it over with.
I I actually thought he was enjoying it, like he was into it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm dead.
It was like a fetish thing.
It would go along with the rest of the OnlyFans show that we've been watching so far.
That's the only thing that would have made sense.
Yeah. Knee pain. Your quick thoughts of the episode. What stood out? Just quick.
I just have to say this. You ever had your kid come home from school? They tell you about their day, and like halfway through every single sentence, it goes a different direction. You have no idea where it ends. By the time they're done, you're like, "That's nice, sweetie. Go up to your room." That's what this whole episode felt like. My little kid wrote it on the way home from school.
Yeah.
Funny you say that, Nick.
Yeah.
If you
Valiant, go. You're next, Valiant.
No. I'm not going to take away. I had to say it's funny you say that, Knee Pain, Nick. If you take a look at the private chat, just so happens before Knee Pain made that comment, you might find my Twitter post slightly amusing to pull up to the audience. But Knee Pain, please continue, sir.
That's I'm still processing, but yeah, that was it. Just all over the place. I couldn't understand the fight scene between the two. Was horribly choreographed. Like she jumps on her back and like lifts her legs up just so her sister can sweep the leg under her. Like nobody fights like that. Has anyone ever taken?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, man! I totally
dumb.
forgot about that fight already, but it was horrible.
It was terrible. The people that choreographed that fight have never been in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
They've never trained.
Well,
I
apparently
100%
the writers have never written before either.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
No.
Have you looked at their
that's pretty
IMDb's?
No.
Uh,
This is what I posted Knee Pain a minute ago. There's this kid that's been out here on X, total Disney Star Wars shill. The shilliest of shills.
All shills.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
have.
God.
He says I have no clue how the Acolyte can end everything in around 45 minutes, but wow, did that finale exceed my already high expectations in every way? I'm doing my best gay Jedi impersonation right now from the show. This show has cemented itself as an integral part to the larger Star Wars story, and nothing is short of incredible. I loved it. To which I said there, when you have zero standards for quality and can only comprehend stories at a second grade level, and you gargle mouse junk to pay your bills, you get the opinions of retarded children with exceedingly low standards of entertainment. That is about as forthright as I can be on this.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but a finale should have a climax. A climax. Like I actually thought the climax was going to happen is that Osha got the lightsaber because you could hear the Jedi coming. I thought we were going to have a Rey moment where she ran out there and took out all the white guys who are Jedis. You know, that would have actually been an upgrade compared to what actually happened, which was nothing. I would have actually accepted that.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. Derek, quick thought.
That's my vent.
I mean, what can you say about a show that had no main character? We were all over the place trying to find out who it is that we're supposed to be following. And then when you get to episode 8, we still don't know. And I guess it finally ends up being Osha, but Osha is one of the worst characters ever written in modern entertainment. This character is a nothing burger of epic proportions. I don't understand why Leslie Headland decided to wrap this story around. I guess it's because this is a sister to sister kind of story, and we have to,
but they're not sisters.
Right, but they're not sisters. They're one person. And so they have this little tender scene. I mean, during the replay, I wanted Kamir so bad to run his lightsaber between the two of them and put it into this nonsense. This is hot garbage, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. I can't believe that we sat here and watched 8 episodes of this crap, but finally it's over. This is the series finale, okay? The series finale. It's not the season finale. It's the series finale. This thing is done. There's no way in hell Disney can possibly justify making another season of this garbage. This is hot garbage. We deserve better as Star Wars fans. Damn it, I'm asking Disney, look, I know you guys don't agree with us and we don't agree with you, but you can't do this to us again a second time, all right? Even though all of us guys are making tons of money off of you assholes, we don't want this. We want good Star Wars for once in our goddamn lives. So can you figure it out, okay, Disney? Can you get rid of this crap?
You know what,
Absolutely.
Derek? There's one other thing, and we don't want to spoil it yet for the audience. We'll get to this later. Hang tight.
Yeah,
But
we're going to break
DA
it down.
Yeah, DA, would you agree with me, sir, that finally Disney corrupted one of the last characters we knew they were going to corrupt? Yeah, we'll get
I
there.
predicted it. I predicted
Yeah.
it. I
yeah.
totally predicted this, and I'm
Yep.
pissed that I'm right.
Yep.
Yeah. Gary, quick thoughts on this atrocious sack of shit show that we just had to witness and get through?
Well, what I'm wondering is y'all are talking about how you have a rant, but you have to have content to rant about. I mean, I don't know what the fuck this is about. I don't know what the show is about. I still don't know after 8 episodes. You know, it's interesting. We're told that Jedi are lying and they're stabbing each other in the back and they're out murdering people's moms, and then we're sympathizing with a Sith at the end. It's so slow. Is it too much to ask for a fucking land speeder chase or something cool to happen? You know, I mean,
Yeah, like what
Yes.
Nick was saying.
That's too
Have
much.
him take out all the Jedi at the end or something, like something cool.
And we got, it's funny. We got, the classic Star Wars wipe where you wipe from one scene to another, and they wipe from a rock to a rock.
Oh, I thought you
You know,
meant
like, it's
toilet
the
paper.
same-
I'm sorry. I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But it's supposed to be a cinematic page turn, right? You go from one planet to another. That's the whole idea,
I
But
don't
they
know. A
wipe
shot of
from-
somebody wiping their butt would still be an improvement.
yes,
Right.
it's a Star
Why
Wars
really,
run. Yeah.
No bullshit. No bullshit. They wipe from a rock to the same fucking rock, the other side of it or something, and it's the same wide angle. They don't know what they're fucking doing.
Wow.
It's
And I
Gary.
love-
It's funny.
You know what I really love? You know what I really fucking love is the captions when the music comes up. Intense music.
Yeah.
Spaceship
Yeah.
whoosh.
Gary, it's funny. I've been talking about the cinematography on this show since the first episode has been really vanilla. It's plain. It's just this does not look like
It might
$180
be
million.
interesting if you could fucking see it.
Yeah.
Go
A
to
lot of
Home
it was
Depot and buy
very
a
dark.
fucking light or something, man.
Yeah.
No, wait, don't say
know?
Home Depot after this weekend. So,
Okay, Lowe's. Go to Lowe's and buy a fucking light, Lucasfilm. Jeez. God.
All right. We also got another guest in the back. We're going to bring on our good friend, John Kokoza. What's going
What's
on,
up,
brother?
buddy?
Hey.
How are you guys?
Hello.
Quick, we got through everybody's quick hot takes before we do a breakdown of this. What's your quick thoughts, quick hot takes of this final episode of The Acolyte?
Can I do a D-Day Cobra screenshot?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I mean, back to what Valiant was saying. Thank you that they only attempted to ruin one of the most classic characters, and all that was done was minor damage. That they only touched that. I mean, I could give two rats' ass about any of these characters and just leave that whole book and story alone, man. Don't even bring this crap next to that stuff. So
they're going to. I mean, that. Okay, there was two characters. Then we could say they corrupted. I know what you're talking about there, but I'm talking about the last shot of the episode.
Oh yeah, okay. Oh yeah, that. Yeah, I knew they were going to try to pull something like that. I was really worried this entire show that they were going to touch one of the best books that was ever written for the entire EU.
I almost went to go find my copy of that book before the show started so I could go on camera with me lighting it on fire. How about that?
Yeah. Well, I would expect them to. I mean, from the talk that you've heard from them about what they wanted to do with this show, I mean, so where are we now? Okay, so the Sith live and we're supposed to feel bad and the Jedi are horrible. That's pretty much they've done what they've wanted to do. They've deconstructed Luke, they've deconstructed Han, they crapped on all the legacy characters one at a time, they're trying to destroy the OG Star Wars, and this is how could you read this at Lucasfilm and work there and think this is cool to put out?
Dave Filoni approved this.
Yeah.
He approved it. For anybody out there who's still defending
Dave,
Dave Filoni, he approved this entire show, guys.
This shit all fits with their narrative anyway. There is no good, there's no bad. Everybody's just miserable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Ted's Nerd World, 99-cent super sticker. Hail, Ted's Nerd World. Good to see you. Ted's Nerd World member for 42 months. The power of many. Yeah, the power of many sucks because one Jedi was able to take him out. Nick Filoni for $2. This was intentionally antagonistic towards fans. It kind of feels that way. Feels that way. Not gonna lie. Beretta Road Chronicles for $4.99. Little English Jedi is Mog, half man, half dog, and he's his own best friend.
He's like a teacup poodle, that guy.
Yeah.
Would you ever be afraid of that guy? Or
Never. Tiny Film Productions for $10. This episode was a big middle finger to the fans. Absolutely. No wonder 14% like it and 86% hate it. Or if we use KK and Disney logic, 100% hate it, and the rest are isms phobics. Pretty much. And I got a feeling after this episode, the score is going to go down even more, because they creeped it back up to 15%. But it'll come back down. Saxman 717 for $10. Peak desperation, throwing in 1 second of Darth Plagueis and Yoda cameos as a Hail Mary to spark fans' interest in getting season 2. I heard the Kyle Katarn YouTube channel guy climaxing from here. Yeah,
isn't that what this all is? This is just nothing but jangling keys. Here we go. We're gonna jangle some fancy stuff in your face to get you excited for next season. There is nothing here. This is empty calories. There is nothing to this show. And it disgusts me that they would put who at the end. And then they threw Plagueis in there. And it's like half the people don't even know who Plagueis is.
That's why they feel like they can corrupt the character.
Yeah.
Except, I mean, of course, all the prequel people know who Plagueis is. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? That whole scene. It's like, did you know that he learned how to create life by manipulating the midichlorians from a bunch of lesbian space witches on
it's the M
Brendog?
count now. The M count.
They never even explained how they created him.
Yeah, we still don't know how they created them and how they were born. We
didn't even explain how Kamir came across these two girls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We still don't know that.
That's
how
for
they explain
season
things
2
now in Star Wars.
That's
somehow.
That's for season 2, man. That's for season 2. We're supposed to get excited for that.
I got you season 2 right here, Derek. I got you season 2 right here.
Arnold, remember for 1 month. Hell to you, good sir. Always good to see you in chat. Saxman 717 for $5. So Soul can force block 2 lightsabers hurled right at him, but calls it quits when a total amateur force user gets upset and force chokes him.
GTFO, he enjoyed it.
Yeah, it looked like he enjoyed it.
He literally tells her to do it.
Yeah, he's like, it's okay. I guess he was atoning for his sins as a Jedi.
Well, he forgot his safe word.
It's like an afternoon in Harvey Weinstein's office. He could do it.
I mean, and can we just point out how like every one of these Jedis have like intense, crazy abilities and powers? Like whether it's Green Woman who can always know what happened in the past. And then you've got freaking Osha, who is a Jedi dropout, and she force chokes a Jedi master to death. Like nothing makes sense.
Yeah, and then we got a Wookiee using a metal detector to fucking find life. By the way, IMDb Pro has this episode is the lowest rating yet, 2.5.
Green Lady Jedi know how everything happened because she's sleeping with director.
Somebody talking about OSHA. Huh?
Oh look, it's Stephanie and Kamir's body.
Yeah.
What's up, Queemir? How you doing, Queemir?
You guys are just haters, man.
Christopher Escobar.
My show was great.
This is why Coach is late. He spent the last 20 minutes making this shit.
Yeah. It just took 2 minutes.
Kamosha having the sunset moment at the end together.
Yeah.
Commotion.
I thought it was Oshamir. Have they changed it already?
We
No,
are
I just made that up.
We are
Commotion.
Yes.
All right, look, while we have a moment here, I'm sorry, Nick, real quick. Super chats, thank you guys for coming in. I will say this, they haven't said this yet. We started late. Thank you all out there from the lobby that hung around with us. Do us a big solid. Usually these boys are on time. Circumstances tonight kind of got them delayed. Please do us a solid. Hit the like button if you're here. If you're just filing in, please make sure you also share this out onto X, onto Facebook, whatever the case, social media. Tell your friends to get on in here. The Echo Base boys are back tonight. Sorry, I'm getting over the flu. I woke up this morning, I had 101.5 fever, and I'm here tonight for this crap because I love these guys. But make sure you guys tell everybody out there we're here. Hit the like button. We appreciate you.
So, Michelle, if it doesn't work out between me and OSHA,
Oh, God, here we go.
you know what I'm saying?
Want to force choke me?
I mean, only if you,
Michelle.
well, I might be into it if he'll strip down again and get in the water for me one more time.
Here I am. Yeah. All right, I'm about to put Kamir away, everybody.
Christopher Escobar for $2. Nick looks too much like Brian Q. Quinn. I love Impractical Jokers. If you guys don't know who he's talking about,
I never thought of that, but he's right.
Brian Quinn from Impractical Jokers.
Season premiere last week, man.
Yep. So I've never gotten that before, but I guess I can kind of see a little bit of a similarity there. LR Dice, member for 25 months. Hell, buddy. Hey, everyone, the DA has earned my respect for that rant. I'm at work, not planning on watching this regardless. Checked out after episode 2, but sounds like a bigger dumpster fire. Man, you missed nothing. Don't waste your time.
No.
You literally miss nothing. If people, anybody out there, if you have not watched this, don't even waste your time. It's just going to piss you off.
No.
Meskin
Nobody watched this show.
Yeah, member for 42 months.
Didn't
I
make
just
me mad.
Here, and I haven't seen this episode, so I'm just here to see what the Black Pill Rosses have to say tonight. I heard on The View you are all a pack of Rosses. New face, white supremacy.
Where the smartest women on television are.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Mexican Iron Man's right. Derek was actually in the Klan for 20 years before they made him take his hood off.
Yeah, exactly. Jicky for $5. This show is written and approved before Filoni got his new position. He didn't approve it.
No, they even said they went to they have to go to him with these scenes for approval and say, does this match up with, does this match up? Will this work with, everything has to get approved by him.
Yeah, Leslie Headland said in an interview that Dave Filoni and the storyboard had to approve.
She specifically mentioned Filoni.
She specifically mentioned
and here's the thing too. Dave Filoni got that
too. Yeah.
Dave Filoni got that position way before it hit the news. If you guys remember that, Valiant and I both covered that.
Yep.
Like they put it on the website. Nobody even knew that.
Yep.
Like it wasn't something that they reported. So he's been in that position for a while.
Yeah. So he 100% approved this.
Yeah, and remember, they didn't have a finalized script, nor did they start principal photography. Forget when they actually greenlit the show, because it goes through revisions. They didn't start principal photography until well after Filoni got that position. So it doesn't matter.
Guys, like watching this episode, I'm not worried about spoilers. Let's just spoil it away.
Oh, we're going to go through the whole thing.
We're going to go through
trash.
the whole thing?
Yeah.
We can't spoil anything that nobody's going to watch, Coach.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's 2 things that happened in this show, 3 things that happened in this show where you could just see they're banking on another season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Key jingling right in your face. And there's going to be dozens of people very unhappy that they do not get another season.
Yeah. Marco Surtick for $9. So is Plagueis training Kamir, OSHA, both WTF? We have no idea. I thought it was only the power of 2 with the Sith. 1 master, 1 apprentice. no more, no less.
Watch it. They make Yoda Plagueis' apprentice or some shit.
Oh my
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, anything's possible.
Yeah.
You make the Jedi a failure the entire season, and when they fail at their most, who's the guy in charge at the very end?
Yep.
Yeah.
That last shot, I said they were going to do it. They were going to corrupt Yoda, and bam, there it was.
They sure did.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's the last. That was the last bastion. That was the last thing. The last character that they had to bastardize since Disney bought this was Yoda, and they did it in this show. They finally got what they wanted. The last male character that they hadn't touched yet, they broke him in this show by making him complicit in this completely ridiculous bullshit situation that, frankly, the Jedi were justified in doing with the witches.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For reasons I covered last week, y'all.
Yeah. Tiny Film Productions, $10. Script writing 101 with the series. Have a full story arc, a beginning, middle, and end, especially with the first season. They tried to do the cliffhanger and failed. 100%. Nobody involved in this project went to script writing 101, though. None of them. I guarantee you.
They tried to build tension throughout the entire episode, and it never worked, man. I was just, this is painful.
That's correct.
Because nothing was set up before episode 8. They decided to make everything try to happen in episode 8, but because they had 7 episodes preceding it that went nowhere, there was no emotional grip. But for, as I showed in the Twitter post earlier that Nick pulled up, but for the kids out there that are watching and enjoying this show, whose tastes in education doesn't go beyond a second grade level when it comes to comprehending screenwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah, the comments get even better on your post.
Let's just, be fair. As I'm going through social media, wanting to see who are the people who are actually praising the show. The things that they're praising things in this show that resonate the real world for them.
Right.
That's why they like it.
Mm-hmm.
But until now they're going to get Plagueis. Now they're going to get Yoda. Now they're going to get, and Osha and Kamir ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah. They're like, she's going to get her memory back. They're going to reunite.
They're literally holding hands. They're a romantic apprentice master.
Yeah, it's it's also a take on Clone Wars at the end with the sunset with Anakin and Padme and the sunset. It's just
Ted's Nerd World gifted 1 Echo-based network membership. Hail, Ted's Nerd World. 2 more, and then we will take a break from Super Chats and come back to them shortly. 03 Gorilla for $5. The writing for this series was schizophrenic, to say the least.
At best.
03.
Don't worry, guys. We got Skeleton Crew to look forward to.
Right.
Bretta Road Chronicles for $1.99. Coach was late from showering this violation off. Yeah. All right. So all right,
don't play any of it. Just keep it as like frozen frames.
Yeah.
Because we'll get blocked. It happened a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Guys, like Valiant was saying, thank you all for being here. We got over 1,100 people here. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you being here.
We're about to go through this again.
Bro. Yeah. This is at least it's the finale, bro.
God, I need more drugs. Oh,
yeah.
Hey, let me crack open another case of beer, man.
DA, how'd you feel about this scene?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so
that's what we all need to do.
What was this?
Yeah.
What the hell
I
is
thought
this?
he couldn't use the Force because he was wearing a Cortosis helmet. So the Force can't get through the helmet unless, I guess, he has black eyes and does it. He has demon eyes.
Yeah. So this first section of the show is basically where it picks off the episode before last with her with the helmet on, and then she basically does the witch crap on him to where he goes into this dream state and his eyes are black, and then he like ends up getting the helmet off of her, and she's like heavy breathing. No clue what that was about or why any of that happened. And then we go to Saul talking to May, and of course about everything going on, and she is using the little pip droid to unlock one side of the handcuffs that she's strapped to, but the other side she doesn't unlock, but then ends up just getting up and running away.
VR is going into connections right now. VR can't take it. Look, it don't make any sense. Like, why would you strap her down but leave her with something right in her hands, right?
Yes!
It's right in her hands.
Yeah.
I was 2 minutes into this episode, and I'm already looking at the TV going, good God, the Jedi are more incompetent than the current chief of the Secret Service.
And she
My
phased
God,
through.
how
She
did we get
phased
to this
through
point?
the left. She phased through the left wrist lock.
Yeah.
And
of course.
welcome to the chat, Mr. Jonas J. Campbell
Hey,
in
Jonas.
the house. How's it going,
Hey.
sir?
Jonas J.
Hey,
What's up?
Hey, everybody.
Oh, my
Pro is
God,
just done
man.
with the super chats. He's doing a little monologue, so he should be here in about 3 hours.
Okay. That's
Saul
fine.
takes all this time to strap her down, but he just forgets to what?
He's
Disarm
awful.
her?
And everybody's
forgets-
been saying what a great Jedi he's been this whole season. Like, not everybody, don't get me wrong, but
Bruh, he is
The
the
people-
worst Jedi I have ever
It's awful.
seen. It's like how they say Captain Jack Sparrow is the worst pirate. This is the worst Jedi I have ever seen in my entire life. This guy is an absolute bonehead. I
Yeah.
can't believe they wrote this guy, man. Good
You know,
God
he
Almighty,
kind
man.
of asked to get choked out by a former apprentice if he's that bad.
Oh my God, man! I'm so glad he died, man. I'm
He literally asked to get choked out by the former apprentice. He said, do it. He told her to do it.
He did. Begging
it
for
was
it.
really hard for me to pay
I
attention.
gotta make
to
a
this.
work call. I'll be right back.
That's fine.
Talk about this first part, guys, and I'll be right back.
It's really
We'll
hard for me to pay attention to this show. Like everybody's having to like, oh, remember this happened, Coach? I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I remember that. Like,
No, I don't
it's such a forgettable show. Somebody explain to me again, what did Torben exactly feel guilty about, and why he
Nothing.
committed suicide?
Nothing. We
The
don't
script.
know.
He felt really bad
They
about
don't
the
know.
script. He didn't want to see. He didn't want to see the finale.
Yes, they paid perfectly. He wanted out. He just look. I gotta get out
He's
of
like,
it somehow,
if you
some
guys
way.
kill me the first season, I won't be back for the second.
Man, on
It
that note,
makes no sense. Like,
I am so happy.
He
And
killed
they said-
himself out of
they said-
embarrassment. I mean, that was it.
they said all week. Leslie Headland said all week, the biggest mystery is about to be revealed. The mystery of who and how they were created, like May and Osha. They didn't reveal anything that we didn't already know. Not one
No.
single thing.
No.
That's not
And
how-
when they
if
were
you-
about to actually say something that we might not have already known, he started getting strangled or something, or choking or whatever.
Well, two things. If you go back to the cave scene that opens it, how does she even know how to get into people's heads like that? That's never been established in the show that she could do the same thing that her mother did, Mother Anasea. I was like, wait, what's this? What the heck's going on here? Like, I don't get this. Isn't she in a Cortosis helmet? Isn't
Okay,
she
well-
supposed to be isolated? Like, and then she
The
pulls it
power-
off, and it.
The power of
That's-
screenplay.
Well,
the
but
power
John
of
brings up an
plot.
interesting point. I watched that scene. Now, wait a minute. I want to get you guys' opinion on this because I that's a great question. I was genuinely confused. When I saw that cold, my reaction was, wait a minute. Is the helmet possessed by the Force? Is the helmet like what's actually controlling them? Because we got this cryptic shot in a cave of, yeah, they corrupted Darth Plagueis. Plagueis was in this. We knew Plagueis. We said it weeks ago. They were going to pull Plagueis into this. They had to corrupt the whole Darth Plagueis story. They did it. But like it was like the helmet was possessed. What did y'all think? Because I don't know how Osha
I
did
can't
it.
take a show seriously when a kid puts on the helmet and does an impression of Darth Vader by breathing into it, heavily.
Right.
I laugh my ass off at that. I mean, what are we watching? I did that crap when I was a kid. Seriously, you put the helmet on, she's like,
Yeah. She did have a little breathing thing going.
no.
And when she took it off, the acting was so bad. The acting was so bad. She's
She
supposed
had
to
a
be
Mandela
so
Stenberg
innocent.
face.
Bookend
Yeah.
that acting. Bookend.
A Mandela Stenberg face.
Maybe she was
Oh
just
my
into that.
God.
Maybe she saw his face. She was like, no, I liked you better with the helmet on, babe.
Yeah.
It's all about that discourse.
You notice that
Just
an
keep the
untrained
bag
actor,
on your head, honey. It's
you notice that an untrained actor will always slip into what's called quiver voice. When they start talking like this,
Oh yeah.
when they're supposed to be so intense about something, they always default to it when they don't know what to do. They're untrained.
Yeah.
Now mix that in with some with first time writers, just political activists that don't belong behind or in front of a camera. What do you got? You got this show, Acolyte.
No, I think all of this is probably inspired by one time that they got in trouble because of the line, if it was an accident, why didn't you tell OSHA? In every workplace I've ever been in, you always tell OSHA.
You always tell
Otherwise, your workman's comp claim is going to get denied.
Yeah.
I still think the script was written by HR. You had OSHA, you had Pip. I mean, this just felt like a corporate script.
How about Pip's little moment in the fight scene where they're trying to do this intense kung fu battle, and then all of a sudden they got, I'm just going to shoot you in the eye with a little bit of grease.
Yeah, how about Pip squirting on people in every episode?
That's the second time that Pip unloaded on her face in this series. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm not trying to get like crude here, but this is literally what the show is. We have had like sexual tension in a Star Wars show. We have had Yord with his shirt off for whatever reason in a Star Wars show. We had a nude scene slightly off camera in a Star Wars show. And now twice where a droid has just blown it in OSHA's face in the show. What is going on? I can't. I don't even know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Michelle. I know. I'm like, but I don't know what else to say about this show. It's one thing about it, if I was having a conversation about Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, there are scenes in that show we know the script writing is so good, the story is so amazing, the characters are so incredibly robust and well executed that I can forgive silly, unnecessary, I mean, in some cases, completely overt sexual sequences in the show as being, this is stupid. I know they put in there for shock value, but the rest of the storytelling is so exquisite that, okay, fine, I can deal with that. In this show, it's like they're trying to jam in Disney levels of this stuff, but there's absolutely no quality or talent behind the rest of the composition to actually make it a worthwhile endeavor. It's stupid. The whole thing is stupid. But I'm sorry. I'm at a point tonight after being sick the last, 48 hours where I'm like a little bit delirious, and I'm going to crack into this more harshly than I usually do, I guess. But I'm so glad the show is over.
Even better, they're following up this show with a bunch of kids. This is what they're leading into.
Please don't have any Pip droids squirting stuff in that show.
Yeah. By the way, I'm really sorry that you're sick, Valiant. That was my fault. We shared a bed in Tennessee, so I'm sorry, buddy.
You're not supposed to tell people that.
Oh, are there people watching this? I didn't know.
Yes, I know. Gary and I and Nick got to hang out. Michelle was there too, of course. Yeah. We all got to hang out this weekend in Knoxville. We had a great time. So, and it doesn't suck. Time. We had such a great weekend, and the next time that we all have to get back together is to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, I don't think there'll be anything going on when we all get together in Nashville at Icon. So, we'll just be able to talk about all the fun we have there. Real quick, we got not Mike Zero in the house.
I just want to say thank you so very much for your kind support. In these trying times of Disney Star Wars, you have Kathleen Kennedy on one side and you have Bob Iger on the other. And right now, there's a real battle inside for Star Wars, the soul of Star Wars, because Dave Filoni and his wolf powers are on one side, and the enemies of good are all over on Kathleen Kennedy's side. And we have this uprising of support for Dave Filoni to take over Star Wars. I hope you're excited. But here's the interesting thing, everybody, and I've been working really hard for you, so I walked outside of the Burbank studios and I picked up a thumb drive that just happened to be laying on the ground. And when I was there and I plugged it into my computer and it said installing keyboard, and I knew at that moment there was a hack happening, right? If you're Disney, how did you not know that was happening? And at least I've got all the plans now from this amazing hack of my computer that tells me that the future Star Wars is looking amazing. You know, you might be a little disappointed after the reception of this incredible Star Wars show, The Acolyte. But, while it is something that Jonas would like to tell you is probably at least a 10, I'm going to say that most people found it around a 3. I mean, there's a reason why the folks over at That Gameplays call him L Take Jonas, but that's not why I'm here right now. I'm here to tell you right now.
Who let this guy on the panel?
I'm having so much fun watching your pain, watching The Acolyte. Thank you so very much. This is not Mike Zero, and support my channel and other things I chill about. I'll see you later.
Hi, culture.
Well done. Well done.
What's going on, buddy? So we got John F. Trent in the back and Pro in the back as well. I cannot add them in until I pull someone out. Coach, are you here?
Hey, Nick, I had to jump off at 11:30 anyways.
Oh, okay. All right. Perfect. Well, Michelle, tell everybody where they can find you. Let everybody know what you got coming up.
Yes. Well, after this stream, head over to Force of Light Entertainment. I it ended up being a 17-minute rant on this episode and me expressing everything that I feel about this. So if you need a good therapy session, we can just let it all out together. So come check us out at Force of Light Entertainment on YouTube. You also can follow me on Twitter. But thank you guys so much for having me.
Yep. Thanks for coming. Michelle and Natalie are great. We love them, and definitely go give them a sub. Thanks for dropping in, Michelle. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Michelle.
All right. Bye. All right. John F. Trent in the house. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, man. How's it going, Nick? Good to see you.
Good. Quick thoughts on The Acolyte?
There is
the final
no
episode.
To it. The whole show has no purpose. It doesn't actually tell a story. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
correct. Coach, are you on here?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say if you were in the middle of something, I was just gonna pop you out while I pop.
Well, we got people in the back. I'll tell you what, I will pop out, and when the spot opens up, I'll pop back in.
Okay.
Oh.
I was gonna say I can bump out too. I mean, if need be. I mean, because I don't want to kick. I don't want to kick Coach out of his own show.
And this just reinforces the fact that Valiant hates me. Every time I'm somewhere, he bails.
Nobody's ever argued. You keep bringing that up like I've ever argued it. Yes, I hate you.
Yeah.
I'm worried about all the popping that's happening. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I will say that I did not realize until this show that if you put on a bad guy helmet, that you go into Stranger Things Inside Out or Upside Down World, but
That's
without
right.
Winona Ryder. So did not realize that. Now we know it. Star Wars, welcome to Stranger Things Light, where the Sith are no longer 1 and 2, the Acolyte and your master. No, it's a love relationship. So get ready. Plagueis and Palpatine getting it on in season 2 if it ever happens. It's going to be wonderful. Wonderful stuff. Leslie.
That scene was the epitome of the entire show. Who knows what's even happening? Do even the showrunners know what's going on? Because they clearly weren't conveying a clear message to the audience.
Well, then the whole entire time was Plagueis just sitting in the back room that all that was going on? Because when they left the cave, he was right there. So it's like, was he watching this the whole time, or like what?
Did you see throughout the rest of the episode,
apparently
people just disappear?
Yeah, you just dare them.
Disappear.
Hey, I'll tell you what to do. Go down to that lake over there, take off your robe, jump in the pool. She's going to follow you, see what happens.
I, for one, was always hoping that Pelagius would look like Kith from Futurama and would be like geckoing his way over to an open door to peek out for 2 seconds. It's the best intro to a major villain ever.
Yeah. What'd you think about that, John and Pro, when Plagueis showed up?
Well, I thought he looked like a nematode.
Did you guys realize it was him?
Yeah, I realized it was him. I thought they literally just added him into that episode because that's what people expected. You need Pelagius in the show. And I think they did that like post like releasing like 4 episodes. I think it's like a last thing edit.
They could have done that, definitely.
Yeah.
Can we just say that it could only come from someone with a villainous background? The former personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein is the only person who could come up with a show where the protagonist chokes out her adopted father, who has tried to protect her and take care of her, who defended her from an evil smoke raven monster creature. And the winning moment is that she kills him. She chokes him out while he attempts to say, "I love you." That is the heart of Leslie Headland made manifest. That is the heart of the personal assistant to Harvey Weinstein brought forth. And it's at this point, I think we can all say it's time to shutter Lucasfilm. This studio doesn't deserve
all the
to
values,
continue.
all the values of Lucasfilm and Star Wars and George Lucas wrapped up nicely and tidily into that one little scene, right? It's like this show is so anti-Star Wars, it's not even funny. They don't know anything about this franchise. They don't care about the values that built this franchise and made it what it became. They just don't care. They're turning it into whatever they want to turn it into, and it's garbage. It's utter garbage. Well, the fact that Soul went out like that, and listen, I'm not saying that this guy is some kind of a great Jedi. He's a terrible Jedi. But the fact that he went out like that,
who else has killed a smoke monster? Man's a hero. Stand up for the slayer of smoke monsters everywhere.
This was the worst display of Jedi chivalry or ethics I've ever seen in my life.
I think that is the worst Jedi death I've ever seen.
Ever. It's stupid. He asked for it. And I mean, look, he
begged for it.
Yeah, he begged for it. Okay, do it.
Kill me.
This is why, like, at the outset of the show, I made the joke, like, this show was literally, this was just an afternoon in Harvey Weinstein's office. This whole show was just, just that. Anyway, look, I don't, hang on. Coach needs to be here on his own panel. Oh, okay. I know we got our friends from Film Threat waiting in the wings as well.
Yes.
I'm going to bump out. I will come back later if there's space. You guys have a great night. If I don't see you, I'll be hanging around. I need to go reload on the Tylenol. I still have a slight fever.
I thought you were reloading on the bourbon.
Yeah, I was about to say, what you said about Pip, I was worried.
I came home Sunday. I flew home Sunday from Knoxville, and I knew I wasn't feeling good. I got in bed that night.
All right.
And the next morning, I had to get up early to go pick up my wife, who was coming home from the airport from Boston. She was on a work trip. And I got up. I knew something was wrong. I got home that afternoon, tried to go in the office, almost 102 fever. So I was like, ooh. And then I'm like, uh-oh. And then I found out, I talked to Michelle this morning, and Izzy, Natalie's daughter, and that's not doxing because she's been out there in the ether. Everybody knows her kid. She's been pictures out there. Izzy got sick over the weekend too. Yeah.
No wonder she's
Hang on a second. I just got this note.
So it was going around this weekend.
Don't say my daughter's name online. Okay.
Now,
heads up,
Valiant. We had pictures
keep her
of
name
her
out
out
your
there.
mouth.
Yeah, keep her name. Yeah, exactly. No, so the point is, it was
your shoulder injury.
There was something going around this weekend. We all kind of got it. So I've been kind of dealing with this today. So I'm gonna go take a break. Y'all have fun. And I'll be back. And look, Film Threat, the funeral for Star Wars tomorrow. I will see y'all there.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
I'll be there.
Chris sent me the link. See y'all
I'll be
tomorrow.
there.
Nowhere
Later,
else.
Valiant.
I'm currently rewriting my whole eulogy after that episode.
John,
I gotta rewrite mine.
I know.
I gotta rewrite mine.
I'm working on mine
you gonna
right
come
now.
back as well, John?
Yeah, I'll come back. You know me, I'm a night owl, so when it gets later in the show, I'll come back and when some more people pop out, help you guys out with super chats and.
Okay.
Oh
wait a minute.
John. I was like, what's going on, guys? Later, guys. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right, John. We'll see you in just a bit.
See ya.
We have some really smart Star Wars people here. I have one question to ask you. Why is this so dumb?
Hey.
Why is this so dumb? They literally, Soul is flying a ship. They're going to the same planet. Why am I flying through a bunch of rocks? I know where she's going. It's this big stone thing in this planet. There's
you
no.
got to get within 2
it.
feet to shoot somebody, Culture. You know that.
No,
You've watched Star
you don't
Wars
have to
before.
shoot. You don't have to shoot her. You got this wonderful
24
light
inches.
stick.
That's the range on a laser. You know that.
No, dude, no. I was like, what's the purpose of this? Neat rock effects.
Because Basil needed to show his allegiance to Osha and May.
Who is Basil?
And then track Osha and May.
Whose side is Basil on? Is Basil whose side is he on? I don't know whose side Basil is on. Right?
Yeah,
this makes no sense.
Yeah, can
Back,
somebody
the whole
explain this
purpose of
to
that
me?
It's Phantom Menace. It's literally a Phantom Menace member berry.
Yeah.
It's literally the Phantom Menace going through the core of the planet. That's literally what it is.
Yes, except that they both know where they're going. Steer around the rocks.
It's not about the. It's about the visual. It's not about the story. It's the visual is the member berry.
And
literally the giant like sea serpent chasing their ship through the core of the planet. And
I don't know if I'm running on a ship. Last thing I'm gonna do is pull the wires if somebody else is flying because I'm in it too.
I don't know. I mean, certain death for all of them. I think he was trying to do a service for all of us.
Basil sabotages the ship. He could have died right along with Soul, but it's all good. He made it, I guess. I don't get who is this guy fighting for?
Basil squeaked at Discount Qui-Gon and said, "Listen, you don't know how you're going to go out, but I do. This will be more epic. Let's die. Let's die, brother."
It's like
Alan, can you explain to everybody why Basil sabotaged the ship like this when he's on Soul's side?
No, he's not. Well, okay. So for the purposes of this plot point, he's not on Soul's side. But then when the Jedi land, he's on the Jedi side because he helps them hunt for May and Osha. But because it's needed for the plot.
Okay, so whose side is he on then? Is he on like nepotism side?
Demands.
Oh, right, plot.
Edlin's plot side.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's Leslie's side.
He's on the plot side.
I think he's supposed to be working for Vanestra Rowe, while she's working off that headache they got to keep talking about on this show.
Okay, flash back to helmet that she doesn't deserve or shouldn't be wearing.
It doesn't fit on her head.
So with the rebel symbol, and then it goes to crash, and the rocks break.
Why does it have a rebel symbol?
Yeah, wait a second. Let's go back to that, guys. Why does it have a rebellion symbol?
It's not a rebel symbol. It is.
It's close enough.
And the only reason that she's wearing that in that scene is the only thing that could fit, because this was mentioned on another panel I was on earlier with smarter people than me. And I'm stealing their idea, and they're here now.
That doesn't exist, Culture. We've talked about this.
I don't know what you're saying, son.
That is a stretchy helmet to fit over that wig. That's what Pro said, and I agree.
No, what
I say that? I'll take credit for it, but I don't think I said it.
Okay, then Jonas said that.
The helmet they had covered her hair. And so they need a bigger one to show the hair. And so they went,
which would get trapped in the blast shield. Her twists were hanging out the blast shield. Anyway, I don't care.
Can I just ask a question to the panel and to Alan?
Yeah.
Is there anyone in this show that you want to live if it goes to a season 2? Is there anyone that you actually like? I want every character to die. Every single one.
Is Fadawan still alive? Is Fadawan still with us?
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm rocking with Fadawan. If Fadawan is still around, I'm with Fadawan. I'll cheer for him. Everybody else can absolutely die. Everybody else can absolutely die, and I won't miss them at all.
You mean, are you talking about Jedi Master Trans Fat?
Jedi, or is it Jedi Abitus? Yeah, that guy, whoever that is. Okay, yeah, that guy. I want to see. I want to see him get his life together. I want to see him lose some weight. I want to see his transformation. Okay, that's what I want to see. I want to see some character growth. All right, I haven't gotten any character growth out of anybody in here. So yeah, I'm down for that.
Season 2, he's in the weight room, right? That's what we're watching. He's like, it's like a Rocky moment. Running. He goes up. He runs up the Coruscant steps at the at the Jedi building. I mean, it's a great moment. He's pumping his fist.
My 600-pound Jedi life. It is going to be great.
Yeah, but no, everybody else can die. Everybody else can absolutely die. I won't miss them at all.
And then here's the scene that we get with freaking Darth Plagueis
No, that's Kif from Futurama.
Who makes his appearance in this show, and that's the only thing we get. It's literally a tease, and then it's gone.
Now,
So,
did he cause the upside down when she put the helmet on?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Could have been Coral in her transformed into the Force. She's still around.
I also have to point out, Film Threat, Alan. I don't know who does your thumbnails, but man, that is great.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Film Threat, yeah.
Speaking of Film Threat, here we
You're supposed to be embalming right now, Chris. What are you doing here? Get your embalming going.
We can't hear Chris, guys. Come on now. Come on.
You're supposed to be embalming right now, Chris.
There's an echo on top of it all.
I know. I can't hear anything you guys are saying.
You're supposed to be embalming right now, Chris.
There's an echo on top of it all.
I think I can't hear anything you guys are saying.
You're supposed to be embalming right now, Chris.
There's an
Chris.
Oh, it's coming from Chris. So right when I muted you, Chris, the echo went away.
He's got the stream listening, or he was listening to the stream.
Turn the stream off, Chris.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay.
I just want to say I feel a connection to Osha. There's a strange connection with this little girl.
Oh, you feel
How did anyone read that and think this is going to come off kind of creepy?
Dude, Jedi Bruce Lee finished.
Was
the
she
creep
sending the
factor
script
off
back
at the
to
end.
like? Was she sending it like to Weinstein, like sitting in
Sith
prison?
Bruce
Like,
Lee.
could you give notes on the script? It's not creepy enough.
I mean, kudos to them for thinking let's just shoot the first draft. It's every script felt like the first draft.
Yeah.
It was
Oh
not
my God,
thought through.
man.
Well, I've said that some of my reviews. Like most of the takes feel like it's like first take. They come out, shoot once, they're like, all right, we're good. Next scene.
Yeah.
Oh, don't blame Roger Corman for this.
Oh man, this dialogue is so bad and delivered so poorly.
Yeah. So yeah, 100% agree. We didn't get Alan and Chris's quick thoughts on this episode. Quick thoughts on what you guys thought about the series finale. No way this is getting a season 2
finale. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I hate to, with the funeral of a mind, I hate to say it, but Star Wars is saved.
Yeah. I thought so after watching this.
In fact, I'm pretty sure Grace Randolph will say the same thing.
Yeah.
No, it's dead. It's finally it's dead.
Not even Grace can go that far. Paul Tassi and Scotty are about the last chances they've got on this.
I mean, can we point out that we finally have in the series someone sarcastically, ironically saying, "You people say, may the Force be with you," right?
Yeah, I was waiting for her to be like, "No, we can only use that term." You know,
do not appropriate.
Our color. Your skin's not green enough to use that term.
At some point, I wanted Soul to say, "I stab smoke monster. What the is wrong with all you?" Like he was heroic.
Yeah. Ugh. Chris, quick thoughts on the episode?
Terrible, unsatisfying. Lots of loose ends. No one acted for the entirety of the show. Osha and May, I don't know what they want. And whenever she declares what she wants, I want to be a Jedi. And now she does not want to. Like, and the whole thing of like the struggle session with Soul, where he gets on his knees and she force chokes him. The point of that was what?
No, I rub you.
No, I don't understand one person's motivations for doing what they do. It's
yeah.
If you wanted to ruin Star Wars, this did it really on purpose. It's so bad, and according to Kathleen Kennedy or Leslie Headland, she cried when she heard the pitch for this story.
So did we.
I mean, I would have too.
Inspired by Frozen
and Kill Bill.
And the dialogue between Osha and May at the end was like Leslie Headland like talking to her estranged sister, right?
Yeah.
She has an estranged sister
under a
and
magical willow tree with no explanation.
I mean, the egos. I want to work out a family disagreement with $180 million TV show. It's just, I mean, you could say knee pain. I watched your really detailed breakdowns. They're so good.
Yeah.
So good. Like, I love it. Like breaking down like the establishing shots and like those things are so bad. Like that's the tip of the iceberg of what's bad. Like, but even things like not using screen wipes correctly, right? That's the correct way to use a wipe.
Or like Gary was talking about earlier, freaking lighting.
Yeah.
That was horrible. No HDR whatsoever.
So it's I don't know why you would green light a season 2. We haven't heard anything. Normally you would, that the reaction is so good, but the ratings are about what we used on Monday. Alan, you had them. It's like 20% what Mandalorian was, right? About 20%, 25%. It's bad, but
to me, this Mandalorian increased its audience over its season. This will decrease. So you're going to see a 90 to 95% difference by the time we get to finale versus finale. Yeah. That's how bad.
What is there for anybody to watch in any of this? What is there to be excited about? What is there to look forward to in season 2? There's nothing. There's no character I care about. There's nothing I'm interested in. There's nothing. Why would I be interested in watching a season 2 of this garbage? I have nothing to look forward to. So no, I don't think there's going to be a season 2 either. I think everybody out there hoping for a season 2 is on major copium. They are begging and pleading to see their representation or whatever it is that they want to see. But if I don't get good storytelling, I just don't care. I just don't care. I don't care about Osha. I don't care about May. You know, Soul is dead. I guess Kamir and maybe Vernestra Rowe. It's just like who's coming back for season 2 in this thing that I care
about? Nobody to root for. There's no one to root for. The protagonist is
you
evil.
Forgot Yoda, the last scene. Come on,
it's going to be
Yoda's
Amandla. It's going to be Amandla's going to act all the roles. That's it.
Yoda will be in lipstick.
Well, she's already done 2, and she's done a terrible job in 2 roles. No, there's no more room for this. This is done. This is dead. Put a fork in it. It's finished. Okay,
I think if you gave it $250 million budget for season 2, I think it'll be better. Just get
just throw some more money at it. Yeah, I can't imagine them coming back for a season 2. I can't imagine what story. I guess they dangle Yoda and they dangle Plagueis in front of us to make us maybe hope for Nah, there's nothing here.
Oh yeah, we can watch those characters be destroyed. That would be a fun time. Yeah. Let's have them destroyed.
That's the thing. All the series up until this point damaged Star Wars, but in some way in the back of your mind you could say maybe it's fixable. But this show fundamentally changed the lore for all of Star Wars, and I think that's the biggest crime that this show has done.
Well, but that was the whole point, beginning to end. I mean, going all the way back to the first Disney Star Wars show.
And so now it casts a shadow on everything. On even A New Hope and Empire Strikes Back. It casts a whole new shadow on everything.
But Alan, Mandalorian season 1 and 2 were good. 3 is where it broke ranks, and that's from that point forward. I would suggest that nothing will ever be the same. You've changed everything so fundamentally that the things that the fans notice, even the normies are noticing now. This is how bad you've broken this property. Yeah, and it just continually gets worse. Consider the audience. I think Derek was talking about that just a little bit ago. It's constantly on decline, and I think you even out of your own mouth, it's down 20%. Is that what you said?
It'll be lucky to get half of Ahsoka. Ahsoka's body.
I think that's
only 20% of Mandalorian. So
Luminate
80%.
But John, Luminate, I think you pointed out, Luminate didn't even measure on the chart.
Yeah, it's
on a subcategory
off the past 2 weeks. It's gone.
I'm looking at these numbers, and the Nielsen stuff is so telling. And the fact that nobody's watching Disney Plus except for Bluey. I mean, Bluey is dominating the platform.
Let me just, I know this is a Star Wars channel, so I don't want to go too hard on this, but 30% of all viewership on Disney Plus is Bluey, which Disney doesn't even make. They lucked into a licensing deal in order to get that. They didn't even believe it in enough to get the merchandising rights for it, which they're now shooting themselves in the foot over that one.
I also don't want to go too hard, but I must say that I think The Acolyte may have worse ratings tonight than Tenacious D and The Pick of Destiny. And that's an accomplishment.
Oh, that's saying something. No, they have destroyed this franchise. They have absolutely destroyed down to the core. I don't know if this has done more damage to Star Wars than The Last Jedi. I'm like seriously considering that right now. I think they have absolutely finished off. That's why we're having a funeral tomorrow, everybody. That's why we're having a funeral tomorrow, because this is absolutely the end. They have wrecked this franchise beyond repair. I don't know where they go from here. Skeleton Crew isn't going to get the job done. I don't think Andor is enough, even though Andor might be quality. I don't think Andor is enough to save what we have.
People
what we
didn't
know
watch Andor before.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, like Andor could be a quality show. It could be the best show ever. It's not enough to save what they've done with The Acolyte, because after Andor is done, there's nowhere else for them to go. Andor is a narrative dead end. We already know where Andor is leading to. It's a narrative dead end. So where do you go afterwards with these characters? There's nowhere else to go. So it's like, okay, well, what else do we have? Oh, we got the Rey movie. No, nobody cares about the Rey movie. We have, I guess, more seasons of The Acolyte. We got the Skeleton Crew, the Mandalorian and Grogu. They've already destroyed that. What's left? What is next for Star Wars that's going to get fans excited? That's going to put people in a positive mood? There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. And that for a 40-year-old franchise that was just fine until Disney got here is absolutely sickening. You know, again, going back to what Chris Gore has always said, if you guys try to turn a boy brand into a girl brand, that is going to be the worst decision in the history of entertainment. Star Wars was at the top of the pile. It was the greatest franchise. Movies, all right, television, comics, books, action figures. You had it all. All you had to do was just adapt the EU, and you can't even do that right.
The video games were great. The stories in the video games were awesome.
The video games, everything. There's nothing that stood in their way. They had no blocks. They could have just adapted the EU. They would have been fine. But here they are.
They're looking at Heir to the Empire. Heir to the Empire.
Yes.
Well, this is not a girl's brand anymore either, because now if a parent is saying to themselves, well, should we get a Star Wars toy? Then the spouse is going to say, oh, honey, don't buy our daughter a Star Wars toy. She's not a psychopath after all.
The girls are checking out. The girls are checking out. Force of Light. Yeah. All right. Nerd cookies. They're like, what is this? What is this?
Who wants to watch
the
Jedi?
women are checking out.
Who wants to watch Jedi be choked out to death for doing good deeds? Like, you know what this does? The reason that Disney must have gotten rid of having the little kids come up on stage to pretend to be Jedi at their theme parks is because Jedi are evil. Jedi are just flat out evil. And you know what? When you make that be evil, when you take away the good guys from any kind of franchise, there's nothing to root for anymore. There's no more action figures to be had. Nobody wants to play with Good Twin and Bad Twin when Good Twin turns out to be a love-making Sith. I mean, do we really want, a romantic Sith comedy for the season 2? Because that's what it will be. And it will be an unintentional comedy, but it'll be a comedy.
Yeah. Real quick, guys, Gary Ambrosia, good friend and brother. The channel is about to bounce out. Gary, final thoughts on this complete disaster with it being over and done with at this point.
I don't know what to say. I mean, there's nothing to rant about. I don't know where the hell you guys get all this content. You geniuses. Really. I don't even know what the fuck I just watched. I just watched 8 episodes of it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks. I'll see you soon. Take care. Hail Echo Base Network. Hail to all you guys on the panel here. Hail to the chat. Hail to the wrenches. See you later.
Yep. See you,
Nashville, baby. We'll see you in Nashville, bro.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Take care. Alan and I, before we came on here, we were both talking like off when our stream ended, and we're both profoundly sad.
Yeah.
Because it's not even that final episode isn't even so. I mean, it's so bad on so many levels, but this is where we are with Star Wars. In my mind's eye, the adventures I saw of Han, Luke, Leia, Lando, the droids, the huge galaxy. What we got when we got at 2015, we got Force Awakens, which I hated at the time. All my friends were, it's really good. Star Wars is back. I'm like, Han Solo went out like a bitch.
Yeah, I was
Han
pissed
Leia
about
went out
that.
like a
Pissed.
man. Where does
Big
the
time.
story go? I don't care. And I was one of the, I thought Last Jedi, I thought, okay, this is bad, but before a rise, you have a fall. You know, a hero loses, kind of a loser. I thought the 9th film, The Rise of Skywalker, was going to be the rise of literally Luke Skywalker. Just come back as a badass.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
Like Gandalf.
I'm serious.
You know
Maybe
what I bet, Chris? I bet the
over-
marketers, I bet the toy manufacturers thought that too.
And you've got now, like, where the franchise is. I don't care about the granddaughter of the bad guy from the entire series. I really don't.
Yeah.
Well, it's worse than Rings of Power.
Hey,
This
look,
show is worse than Rings of Power.
But Chris, these people are so evil. They despise appropriation so much that she went from Palpatine to Skywalker.
Right. And for no reason. I was in a theater of all journalists in LA at the press screening, which was one day before the movie opened. When she said that line, Daisy Ridley, Ray Scott, everyone groaned.
Yep.
The two groan moments, the kiss and death of Kylo, and then the Ray Skywalker. Why? There was nothing in the movies that indicated that that was something she wanted. Ugh.
Yeah, it was very weird. Just about as weird as horses on a Star Destroyer.
That was so fun. Come on. Oh, and by the way, ships can't go up.
Yeah.
No, they have to have a radio, something or another. It's like, okay, that's up. Up is up.
So
just go up.
Knee Pain, you were at Lucasfilm when The Force Awakens came out. Were you there when Last Jedi came out, or were you already gone at that point?
Was that the second one? I don't think I went to that screener, actually. I only went to The Force Awakens. I was actually, I think I med leave during the second screener, so I had a good reason not to. Yeah. The only upside of having a heart attack.
So did you hear were a lot of the employees there at the time hearing the backlash from a lot of the decisions made in there? Did you hear that going on a lot in the office?
No, you know what I would hear was just like you had to kind of like pick and choose who you talk to, because definitely like I mean, think of it like Twitter, except you have like everyone who's a big fan is going to work there, so you have a heavy consolidation of fans, diehard fans.
Yeah.
So just imagine Twitter, but in the workplace. So you definitely had to kind of know who you.
And your
could
job
talk
is
to.
on the line too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was hard to really kind of like, okay. So I think the last thing I saw when I was still there was Rogue One.
That was the last screener you saw? Was that one? That was the only Disney movie that came out that I actually enjoyed, was Rogue One. Even though I did have issues with it, for the most part, overall, I enjoyed the movie for the most part.
No, I mean, too.
Yeah. I honestly want to see the Lord and Miller cut of Solo.
Oh man.
Yeah. Did that came out? Yeah, that was after The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
so
that was 2 years after that.
Yeah, 2018 was gone by the time that all went down. Yeah. I'd like to see that cut. And when we interviewed Tim Rose, he was talking about the film that they actually made with Rogue One and how much better it was than what actually came out in the theater. There was another cut to the film. If you guys remember, there was a lot of scenes in the trailer that was never in the movie because they recut the whole thing.
Brought Tony Gilroy in.
Yeah. Yep. and he said what they actually filmed and stuff was a lot better. So yeah, I wonder if that Lord Miller one was better, because that was the only is from the time I've been alive. That's the only Star Wars movie I did not go to the theater to see, because after The Last Jedi, I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to see freaking Solo.
It had to be. I mean, you think about all the things that Lord Miller do that should not be good movies that turn out to be amazing. Those guys spin strong.
Lego movie, for crying out
really
loud.
good stuff.
Yeah.
And Kathleen Kennedy said it wasn't very good, so I'm thinking it must be fantastic.
Oh, it's probably amazing.
It was probably hilarious.
And I bet he didn't get his name Solo because he was solo and nobody was with him. That was just the dumbest thing.
The line that made Bob Iger say yes to that film, he's proud of that one.
Oh, so dumb. So dumb. These people do not understand Star Wars at all.
I feel like they have a 60 IQ. I mean, that's what I feel like I'm dealing with. It almost, like The Acolyte, for example, feels like non-humans wrote this. They don't quite understand emotion. They don't quite understand progression of time. They don't quite understand narrative. Like, they kind of get it, but it's almost as if an alien who has no connection to humanity tried to put this together, and you know, it's uncanny valley all throughout, but not with the CGI. Although the CGI is terrible as well.
Oh, well, she's trying to do a deconstruction and she's terrible at it. I mean, she's literally trying to do a reverse Luke and Vader with May or Osha and Soul. I mean, that's
I felt that.
I see what she's trying to do. She's terrible at it. Which is what I think has been Disney's Star Wars problems the entire time. They have some good ideas, but their execution is just awful.
Yeah, it's complete dog shit.
I feel like she's like Rian Johnson, John. I feel like she should only be allowed to make her own things.
I agree, because a lot of people actually had a lot of good stuff to say about Russian Doll, which I've not seen. But
Well, and then there's that terrible Bridesmaid film or whatever that nobody saw.
Which is now going to be a play on Broadway, because
and apparently, according to Brett Cooper, her version of was it Heathers, or was it some other show? But
Heathers.
But it was
it was Heathers.
Her version of Heathers was supposed to be actually really good. Really based.
Yeah, I saw that Brett Cooper where she talks about working with Leslie. She sounds based. She sounds like a lot of people I know.
Yeah, I saw the same. I read that same thing. Yeah, she sounds like she's like based as hell.
She's
like, what happened?
A fake progressive, a fake liberal that just throws that out. I think a lot of those people that are super, super ultra liberal on social media, they're faking. They're performing literally for
their jobs
to get jobs. Exactly. So Leslie Headland's like, what do I have to do to make it in this industry? I know a million people like her. They don't care. Their opinion, ask them their opinion. It's like, which way is the wind blowing? My opinion is this. My opinion is, she has no opinions about anything other than get me work.
One of the common phrases you hear in the industry is "fake it till you make it," and they mean it. They mean it. I've heard people in interviews said, "I'll lie, I'll do whatever it takes, lie just to make it."
And
we talked about IATSE members who said they were gay in order to get jobs.
Right? Yes, no, I talked to a guy in the union. He said he pretends to be gay in the union because they ask him, "Are you part of the LGBT?" Yes. And he works below the line.
Wow.
Anybody who's smart in Hollywood is baseline bi. That's just your default position.
Right. Man, I'd be every alphabet thing there
so he
was.
could share an apartment with 2 girls.
That's right.
Y'all, wait, hold up. Y'all not just saying this. Wait, hold up. Y'all are not just saying this. Y'all mean this. This is actually what's going down.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Children,
people are going into interviews and paying someone to kiss them in a homosexual act of love, and then they dismiss them so they can finish the interview.
And by the way, this happens to both Alan and I, because we go to screenings, in Burbank and other places. People come up to us and say, "Hey, just so you know, I like what you guys are doing, but I can't, and then they
can't say anything."
And then I hear stories that are, I mean, the D files is like 10% of what we could tell you because we got, I mean, Alan, like people who told us who they were, where they worked, and specific stories we could not tell or they would be outed.
When's the next one? I want to ask
Yeah,
you.
when's the next one,
When's
Alan?
the next one? And what do you think about James O'Keefe trying to steal your brand?
Yeah, he stole your thunder.
Chris needs to chase a Tesla. That'll get you back up on top. Chase a Tesla, Chris.
I sent him links and he blew me off.
Really?
Yeah, and I agree with you, Knee Pain. I do not like his tactics. He put the
There
guy's
goes the
not
Tesla
dating.
chase.
You date different girls. I'm going through it. I date when I'm intimate, it's going to that place. I whittle down to one girl. It's okay to see two girls at once. It's all right. He wasn't an evil person for that. So yeah, that totally, I did not like that. It was like,
to me, he's exposed a lot of other good things in the same way. And it's like,
yeah,
you got to pick your battles here.
Well, but here's this giant treasure trove that's coming out of Disney.
Hold that thought for 1 second, Culture. Jonas has got to
So do
bounce
I.
out. Jonas, anything you want to plug? Anything you want to say on your way out, brother?
Well, Star Wars is dead. Obviously, I've been on many videos. I've not officially said that for some time now, but wow, this is awful.
It's just another nail in the
cut the
coffin.
face off of Star Wars, and they're wearing it around, dancing around, hoping that you will recognize it as if it is your father. It is this weird zombie franchise that has nothing to do with any of the wonderful, hopeful things. I'm starting to go into my eulogy here. I need to hold that.
I'm going to be working on mine. I got mine kind of together, and I'll be writing mine tonight for tomorrow.
I am honored to be on Echo Base Network with all of you wonderful people. Knee Pain, glad to finally be live with you, by the way. Much respect to you and everything you're doing over there. And, of course, Alan, Chris, John, Derek, you're all amazing. Culture, hello, and Pro, you're a good guy. Thank you. Keep the checks going. Talk to you guys later. And I mean it. May the force be with you.
Thank you. Talk again soon. Thank you,
Jonas.
Bye, Jonas.
What were you, all right, Culture, what were you saying?
I don't care or remember. I have to go too. When you tell an old person to stop talking, I turn into Joe Biden. I don't know what happened, but it wasn't important. I assure you. I probably was just going to say something terrible about Star Wars or about the fact that Disney just got hacked, and there are several people I know of for a fact that are using AI to parse through all that Slack data. So I'm sure there are lovely treats out there aside from the Jeremy Renner story. So wows. Be aware. On that note, I'm slipping out. Whoa.
What's the Jeremy Renner story?
Whoa, you didn't know about this?
Tell everybody about it, Culture.
He's got to be one of the online trolls. It's the only answer.
Yeah, he is actually. No, actually, his software development team put together an app. It was the Jeremy Renner app, and Disney forced him to shut it down. But instead of doing the proper thing and saying, we have to shut this down because it's infringing against Disney's rights to utilize my image, yada, 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 they just attacked, basically blame the fans. These online trolls.
They created a campaign. They created a campaign to blame
to shut
supposed
down
online trolls, and it was all part of their marketing shtick.
And it's true, and the story.
And they got the New York Times to write about it.
Yeah, and exactly. Yeah, and then I think the first people to bring it out, I think, was Cosmic Book News, but there are other sources out there in the world. John, have you written a piece on that yet, or no?
I have not. I haven't really looked into it either.
We needed 5 minutes ago, John. Hold on, Culture. We'll have an article any moment.
All right.
Dude, there's been so much Jack Black stuff, man. The guy's going crazy.
I know. No. I'm just.
Have they been deported yet, John?
Can I go? I'm gonna go.
We're gonna deport you. Get out of here.
Good to see you, brother.
Check out my channel, Culture Casino. I'm everywhere, and then check out That Game Place, which is the thing I'm pushing now because we're having fun for a change. We're done with Star Wars. Star Wars is dead. If I can show up over at the opportunity to deliver a eulogy at the amazing event that the Film Threat folks are throwing, I will. But I will just say Star Wars has been dead for a while. I saw the original film, 1977. I'm 1,000 years old. And so it was my first real film experience. It's the first memory of cinema that I have. And I can speak very eloquently about how that film influenced me and got me into the idea of learning how they did it all. That's all I ever wanted to do from that point forward. How did they do that? And then when I got even deeper into Disney, I was always about, well, how did they do that? And that was basically the things that I always wanted to know. So a lifelong pursuit of trying to figure out, how do you do that? Anyway, I'm out
then
here.
those things became evil.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm baseline evil. I'm Hollywood. So I'm going to love you guys.
All right,
I'm
Smoke
outta here.
Monster.
Take care, culture.
Peace out.
Peace.
All right, so let me pull this back up into this episode. So they finally get to the part to where they start get back to where it all started, back in the room where they're having their little emotional moment where she tried killing her and basically burning the whole thing down. And then they start doing all this martial arts stuff. Can anybody explain to me where they
That is
learned?
very kind of you, Nick. No, Nick. That is very kind of you to call this martial arts.
Worst choreographed fight ever.
Yeah. I mean, it was terrible. But I mean, I didn't know. I haven't really seen, other than May, I never saw OSHA fight like this, I don't think, in the entire series.
I've seen this before. 3-year-olds on Benadryl, but that was something you hesitated
if you
to put
saw
forward.
OSHA do it in the past, then you know that's how May does it. So you have seen May do it because that's how OSHA does it.
Yeah,
So
they're the
like
same
that,
person, right? They're the
Yeah.
exact same person. So it's no difference.
I mean, get it, everybody.
Yeah, and I like how the stone looks like burnt wood.
Yeah, because that's how boulders would burn if boulders could burn, which they can't.
By the way, did
but
you notice
Acolyte.
that? Did you notice that in the building, the only thing that had power were the doors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I was waiting when we were doing the reaction. I literally was waiting for her to say, "Hey, I bypassed the compressor." You know, when she just changed some wires around and got the door to open, I was like, "What is this? Where? How's this place have power?" So you can basically just change some wires around and then boom, there's power. All of a sudden,
because May died in the core room. Isn't that the power room?
Yes. Yeah,
So how did
exactly.
Well, she said she got sucked into some tunnel, right? And then that tunnel had lights. There's still electricity and power running through this thing, apparently.
And there was a trampoline at the bottom.
But she got sucked into a tunnel. There was no fan pulling here. Like, where's the air? Never mind.
And again,
Right.
where's
show.
the power for the doors?
Yeah, no clue. It made zero sense. And why Saul didn't just kill Khmer right here? I guess because he was unarmed. And Jedi don't do that. But the witch,
Chad's gonna have so much fun when he does his little ninja kick attack. It's like if you can kick him, you can kill him with the lightsaber.
The double kick in the air. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you missed the shot when they flew out. And his cape wasn't. I put the Twitter link in the chat, in private chat.
Oh, you're talking about that slow-mo kind of.
Yes.
They're flying through the. Oh man, that was.
By the way, we've got a theory about why that looks so bad. If you watch it, it looks like they actually were lifted by the cables and then they reversed the film to make that.
That's the only way.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to do a throwback to the first Yoda scene in the prequels.
Yeah.
I also think that's the stunt double's face.
Yeah.
Back it up 10 seconds, Nick. If you can, back it up 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's not Lee Jung Jae, and they actually showed the stunt double's face. They're
No,
idiots.
right from there. Yeah. When he falls out of the
I'm gonna have to just keep stopping and pausing this so we don't get freaking copyrighted. Freaking YouTube.
Right.
I heard if you played in Norwegian, you're free from all that. Andre told me.
Oh, really?
Put on Rumble.
No, definitely don't do that.
Oh. So I like how
is.
lightsabers can cut through metal and stuff again and do like damage. But if
they literally did a straight cut and nothing is coming apart.
Not through people though.
Yeah.
Yeah, this scene.
Right here.
Right there's the cut.
That was so
bad. This is so terrible. I mean, when they were putting this thing together, were they not sitting there going, "Guys, this looks like shit. Like we need to we need to reshoot this or do something else." I mean, we're gonna get freaking demolished for this. I guess at this point, they're probably like, "This whole thing sucks, and nobody's gonna hardly watch it. So screw it. We're not doing anything else."
At this point,
so wait, knee pain. What are you saying happened here? What did they do?
We'll see how his cape's not moving with the wind, right? It's it's ignoring physics.
Oh yeah, it's just hanging there.
Yeah.
It kind of
the cape should be coming underneath his feet,
unless they're trying to do like a throwback of Yoda during the prequel. So during the Yoda fight sequence, and Yoda's flipping around, ILM hired some guy, and this was like in a behind the scenes thing. I remember watching this, some cloth expert to help them refine the algorithm, make the cloth move realistic. And so they did the first shots of Yoda, and George was like, "Well, I don't like how he's moving." They're like, "Well, that's natural. Like, I don't want natural. I want to move." So to throw out all the physics and then animate the cloth the way that George wanted to move.
Wow. Interesting.
But that's just
because that looks fake as hell, man.
This is just awful. I don't know what this is.
So are you saying the should have come underneath his feet?
I think editorial was as drunk as I was the other night when I did my live stream review of episode 3 and 4. For anyone that watched how destroyed I was.
I was watching it. You went through a whole bottle of wine that night.
I did in 2 episodes. I was wrecked.
Man, this is my third whiskey ginger beer mix tonight.
So here's
it's the only way I can get through it, man. It's so bad.
Wait, so hold up. Did Coach just abandon us right now, man? Is Coach gone? Is he in bed right now? Where the hell is
He's giving up on Star Wars. He's giving up on Star Wars.
He's not doing wine. He's on Maylox.
He just left us high and dry, man.
He's calling his therapist right now.
Yeah. So I sent him a text message because he just hopped out and I figured he was jumping back
Coach
in.
like, fuck this, man. I'm out, man.
But I guarantee you, he was running around all day today playing disc golf, and he's probably just freaking exhausted. It's probably, man.
I hear you, man.
I'm going to sleep. I'm gonna let Nick do this,
man.
But yeah, that here we go with that. Then pulls his helmet off. She ends up showing up here, talking, and then she overhears the whole story about how he killed her mom, and she's like, "Why did you tell me?"
Powers too? She can super hear.
Yeah, I guess so. Because that didn't make sense. And then here we go with the force choke.
Oh my god, man!
And then, guys, for those of you in chat who have not seen this, get ready for the dumbest part right here.
Oh, that's that.
Right
that's that American popsicle that you find in the frozen
pop
section.
Oh, the lightsaber.
Yeah. So she's got Soul's lightsaber that she got, and she pulls it out. There it is. It's blue, and she's holding it. And then while she's holding it, it turns red. That's anybody that knows anything about Star Wars knows that's not how it works. Yeah. It doesn't turn red by a dark side user holding it. Yeah.
In fact, when you go to Galaxy's Edge, you actually make your lightsaber, and it shows you how the color comes about.
Yeah.
So you're saying they should have sent the writers to Galaxy's Edge, maybe.
So this whole thing, and then she ends up with
was broken too.
from a blue crystal.
Yeah, she force fixed the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Well, the Force is able to transform elements into different, from one element to another.
It was the thread, Alan. It was the thread. Come on, man. Stop appropriating Star Wars.
Yes.
I'm gonna make a quick work call, guys. I'll be right back.
My theory, they abandoned calling it the thread, though. Did you guys notice that? We only got that in the third episode, and they stopped calling it that since then. That's what I'm saying. I think they were literally editing this entire show as they were getting feedback.
You guys notice my lights? I changed my lights from blue to red. Because that's what it is, LED lights. That's what you can do with your Force lightsabers now. Just change them with your cell phone. That's it. It's not like a ceremony for the Sith.
See, I can
that
do
you have
it
to
too.
focus intensely
I
on
can do that.
I can do it too.
and pour all your pain and hatred and emotions into anymore. Nah.
Well,
You could
it's a
just-
mood ring. It's a mood ring with stabby stab powers. Soon you'll have pride sabers. Just wait, folks. They're coming.
So can somebody explain to me? So Chimere goes and slaughters all her friends. She's not upset about that.
She said it was hot.
But now she wants to kill the guy who raised her for her entire life.
Right.
Yep.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yep.
I'm getting
Yeah,
real
total
protagonist
sense.
vibes out of this. Real protagonist vibes.
Well, it's Leslie Headland's story. I mean, her sister burned down the house, killed their mother and her aunt and aunt and aunt and aunt. You know, and that's
what does anybody know what beef it was that Leslie Headland apparently had with her sister? Has she ever talked about that?
Yeah, there was like a Vanity Fair article. She goes into it. It's kind of weird. Like her personal beef with her family and the movie Frozen resulted in The Acolyte. Like,
Wait, no, Chris, I get it. Her sister's an actual Star Wars fan, and she's tanking the entire franchise to get back at her sister. Boom.
Leslie Headland also says that as a child, her hero, the thing that she looked up to as a child, was Ursula. So she's totally well-rounded. She's a great human being. I can't tell you the number of children I've been around that I say, who do you want to be when you grow up? And they say, Ursula, Jafar. And I think that's a good kid. They'll turn out well.
How do you let this woman destroy the heroes of the franchise? How do you let this happen? If you're Kathleen Kennedy, you have
give
to
her
be
$200 million.
I just don't get. These are the Jedi are the heroes of the franchise, regardless of if you want to say they're flawed or whatever. You can't have them go out like this. You can't have Soul look like this. These are the heroes. These are the guys. This is the Transformers, the Autobots. Okay, these are the Thundercats versus Mum-Ra and his evil horde. This is He-Man. You have to keep the heroes not necessarily pure, but the good guys. And they have allowed the good guys of their own franchise to be diminished, to be debilitated, to be destroyed. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand what's going on over there at Star Wars. It makes absolutely no sense to me. These are the heroes. And in an era where we need heroes more than ever, in real life, we need heroes. And then when you see people getting vilified, they're vilifying firefighters, they're vilifying police officers, and you wonder why. It's like, maybe because you're vilifying the heroes in our, lexicon, in our mythology. I just don't understand why we're allowing this to happen, why Kathleen Kennedy allowed this to happen, why Leslie Headland is trying to destroy heroes. It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm lost right now because Star Wars was the mythology of the current generation. That's what it was. We all grew up loving Luke Skywalker and seeing the Jedi as good guys, noble, pure, heroic. And now here we are. Here we are looking at Soul killing a mother, allowing himself to get murdered. I'm lost. I'm lost. And what do kids coming up today now have to look at as heroes? It just doesn't make any sense to me. That's what entertainment should be. It's entertainment, yes, but it's also, values, what we care about as people. And they're destroying heroes. I just don't understand it. It's baffling to me, man. It really is.
I feel a connection to Osha. I feel connected to her.
In my esophagus.
Some way I feel a weird connection in my Jedi loins.
Jedi Master Weinstein taught me about this connection.
Yeah, you learned the wrong lessons from.
I will handcuff her on table.
Yes. I'm going to handcuff her and tell her it's true.
This is what happens when Coach and Nick aren't around.
All right, guys, it's time for the sing-along. Let's all sing along to the Beatles albums of yore. Here we go.
Wow.
My God. It's
DA, you're assuming that kids are even watching. I mean, look at the numbers of this show.
Mine aren't.
What?
Yeah.
I don't meet any young people who are ever interested in Star Wars anymore talking about it. Anytime I'm hanging out with friends and I meet their little kids, I say, "Hey, you guys know about Star Wars?" And then the kids look at me like, "What's that?"
Yeah.
They have no clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Coach has talked about that. He's been teaching middle school for quite some time now. He never hears none of the kids talking about it, wearing T-shirts, bringing in lunch boxes, none of that.
Yeah, my daughter's a teenager in high school. All of her friends know nothing of Star Wars. She has one friend who likes Star Wars, and he hates what Disney is doing to Star Wars.
They
spent $4 billion on this, guys. They spent $4 billion. $4
on top of the
on this franchise to do what with it? What did they do with this?
They use Luke Skywalker as a tinkle target in the female restroom.
Yeah, man,
pretty much.
Aside from when I popped out real quick, I did a quick scan through Twitter just to see, and how X is, it'll just toss you and show you things recommended to you. And besides the normal people like the Kyle Katarn or the Darth Thunder that are just propping this up for who knows why. Yeah, it was just fangirls. Like, oh my God, the hottest thing. Oh, look at Kamira. I mean, it's
those are bots.
It's all this stuff about, oh, they're together at the end. Oh, well, how romantic. I'm just like, what?
Those are bots. Real women are watching Bridgerton.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. Derek and Pro are about to exit. Derek's got a stream coming up. He's got to get ready for. Derek, go ahead, plug what you want to plug. Tell everybody where they can find you.
Yeah, guys, I'm getting ready for another nightcap. Thank you guys for hanging out with me late into the evening, all the way up past midnight California time. If you're hanging out and you want to rock with me, go ahead and check out the nightcap. I'll be throwing that up at about 10 o'clock, so I'm getting it ready right now. The DA's office every Saturday, also at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Come hang out. It's going to be a great time. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Echo Base. Thank you, everybody on the panel right now. Appreciate all of you guys. Knee Pain, I'm looking forward to hanging out with you later on in the future, bro. Appreciate everything you guys do. And I'm out. The DA. Peace.
See you, Derek. Yeah. We got a huge meetup in Nashville at ICCCCon first weekend in October. Derek will be there with us, along with tons of other people that are going to be coming out. It's a fan event put on by fans for fans. It's not a corporate con by no means. All the celebrities are walking around where you can just like last time we went, me and Matt Rissman sat there and had like a 20-minute conversation with Anthony Daniels, just shooting the shit with him. The guy who played General Veers in Empire and Donovan in Last Crusade. What's the actor's name? Chris Allen Pro.
I know his name. We just had him on the show.
Who are you talking about?
And he was in Game of Thrones. He played General Veers, the actor who played General Veers in Empire Strikes Back, and
Julian Glover.
Julian Glover. Yeah. We sat there and was buying him drinks, got him drunk at the bar. So it's just open like that where you can just hang out, with these celebrities and hang out with everybody. So it's a lot of fun. So if anybody out there in chat is going to be in the Nashville area, or it's an easy travel destination for you, first weekend in October, just Google I3Cs CCC convention, Nashville, Tennessee. We'll all be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pro, you got to bounce as well, right?
I do.
I'm just reading your message in YouTube Studio. Go to live video, click on customization where it says redirect, copy and paste URL.
Folks, if you've ever wanted to know how to redirect from one video to another, Nick has just read you the greatest, most concise instructions. The secrets of the trade spilled out for the world to hear right here on Echo Based Network.
Yeah. So in YouTube Studio, and then you go into the actual live stream that's currently going.
Nope. Go to the list of your content, click on live, click on I feel like I'm troubleshooting right now.
Yeah, I IT support. I need your IT support help desk, please.
That's right.
So content.
Then you go. So if you've got it on live, you click on the video. I've never done this before live. You click on the video that you are currently streaming, and on that, you click customization. Within the customization tab, you'll find where it says redirect. You'll click the redirect button, and you'll insert using copy and paste. That's Control V, sir, after you've Control C the content, and drop the URL right in there. But as you work on that, Nick, I will plug something. I won't plug it as hard as Star Wars has been plugged by Lucasfilm, but I will just say that, folks, we've launched a original content YouTube channel. We're getting ready to do music and animated shorts and all that. Our first endeavor is called Vacation Radio. Check it out. We would love to have your support there. 24/7, 365 live streaming radio. Most of the songs originally done by me, along with some of my cohorts who are working on the music and acquiring talent and all that. We'd love to have you. And also, we'll be celebrating 80K subscribers later this week sometime. We'll give an announcement probably tomorrow when that will be. Thanks for having me on today, Nick, and it was fun to bring our audiences together to celebrate all together. You've been doing a phenomenal job over here, and I'm very pleased. Echo Base Network, of course, a Star Wars-centric YouTube channel. Star Wars has not given you any means by which to survive, and yet you and Coach continue to plug away and do a phenomenal job. And I just am so happy to see the growth that you guys have. And of course, everybody else on the panel, love you all and support all your great content. I cannot wait for the eulogies that are forthcoming.
Oh, right. That's gonna be a fun stream tomorrow. That's gonna be a fun one. Appreciate it, Pro. I got the redirect set up to
May the funeral be with you.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna put the fun in funeral.
Yeah. Chris, you got to bounce as well, brother?
Yeah, I got to bounce. I got to get ready for tomorrow, but looking forward to seeing you there tomorrow.
Yep. I will be there.
Did I forget to invite anybody? Wants an invite, DM me on Twitter. It's going to go 6 hours. I think 6-7 hours. We'll see.
I'd love to join you guys, Chris, because Empire Strikes Back was the first film I saw in the theaters.
DM me. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
You have a whole schedule. John F. Trent is writing an article on it. Wait, are you?
News to me. I guess I can make one.
I'm kidding. Yeah, no. What I'm hoping is, I mean, I know the idea of a dumb fake funeral on YouTube is something many people take very seriously.
It's very therapy session.
It's serious, but truly, I think part of the reason like why this stream is so popular, other streams where people talk, is because we're kind of going through a collective therapy about the death of something we love so much from when we were kids. And we're watching it not only die, it's being mishandled by people who don't care about it.
Exactly.
And it's kind of sad. That was the thing that Alan and I felt on our stream, just how sad this is. So I know people are kind of making fun of us for doing this funeral thing. I think it's fun to make light of it.
I think it's a great idea. I love it.
You know, it's as serious as our courtroom, critics court.
Yeah.
You know, if you saw that, I mean, it was very serious. Right. But it's the only thing we can do is laugh and mock it. But I just didn't think that final episode would be as bad as it turned out to be. It was just god awful and pointless. It was utterly pointless. I don't know why. What was the lesson from that? What is the lesson and takeaway? One of the great things about the finale of Return of the Jedi, the throne room scene, Luke turning his father to the good side. It's actually very Christian.
Yeah.
Right? About
very
redemption.
emotional moment too.
Really emotional. What is the meaning of the Acolyte? What is it trying to say with that final episode? I don't know, but it's very dark and not in a good dark way like Empire. I mean, just a shit dark way. Like modern times.
I can't wait to see Nerdrotic.
I don't even think it does that. I think it even fails at that. Like it doesn't even like you had the one interesting line, I guess the last episode or whatever, where Chimera basically says like, I think it was it might have been the 5th episode where he's basically like, I just want freedom freedom to like be evil and do all the evil things I want. But like they never actually like follow up on that or like explore that at all. And so I don't even think that they touch on any of that stuff. She's like, I'm not taking your deal, and then she finds out that Soul killed her mom and decides to kill him. It's like, okay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it was. May wanted Soul to admit to what he did and have justice done against him by saying it in front of the Jedi Council.
So it's
that's
like
that's the Harvey moment of the series.
No, it's like being in a fight with your wife, and she wants you to admit you're wrong.
Yeah. Just admit it already. You're wrong.
Your girlfriend or whatever. All right, I gotta bounce. I'll see you tomorrow. Everybody,
see you tomorrow.
thank you so much. Thank you to the viewers of EBN. Love you guys. And Alan, may the thread be with you.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
All
there's
right.
so many wrong ways you can interpret the thread.
Oh, golly. So, yeah, after we get to the dumb lightsaber turning red, we get the Empire Strikes Back moment where Luke's walking through the tunnels and the lights are turning on. But, of course, there's no vacuum here. So, how she fell down and then went into this tunnel, y'all's guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, it looks like the tunnel's sideways.
It's like they're trying to like copy. Was it
Empire? Yeah,
Empire when he fell.
Yeah,
we still never got any actual answer to what set off all the explosions because she literally just set a room on fire, but then we saw all these like massive explosions on the Hoover Dam.
Yeah, no clue. Yeah, because you can see this is going straight down. It's sort of like when John McClane fell in the elevator shaft, but he was right on the edge, so I guess he was able to grab onto the side. She was on a end of a bridge off into the middle of this thing when she fell. So,
yeah,
how she got in there, who knows?
You know what's funny though is like when episode 3 came out and we saw that, we had all these great ideas, and you would thought that maybe one of us would be right. That
none of us were right.
Oh, none.
Exactly.
None of the explanation theories. None of the explanation theories were right. May and Osha were the same person. Mother Corell's the Sith. Green-headed Jedi lady is the secret. I mean, nothing. All the explanations that we were trying to logically come up with to explain the show, and they still went off into just left field with these storylines.
Yeah, I remember we were saying
theory is still alive.
Yeah, that burning book
theory is
couldn't
still
have
alive.
burned the entire installation down. Something else must have happened.
Well, it's like Michael Bay gave notes on it. Like, no, got explosions here and some random fire over here. I'm surprised a fucking transformer didn't come out.
So
really.
real quick, Nick, I had a question. So before Jedi Venestra even gets to this planet, before she leaves Coruscant, they show a scene with her sitting talking with somebody on a communicator, and the person is saying, "Oh, this is highly not procedure." Was she talking with Plagueis? Was she trying to communicate with Plagueis, trying to get to him? Because they say,
they left that. They didn't cover that.
Yeah, it just made no sense. I was like, what is this? What is this dialogue? What is this trying to? And she's like, I know this is not standard protocol. He's like, this is highly irregular. And then they just left it at that. And then suddenly Mog comes in,
Okay, I know who it was. She was talking to Yoda.
Yeah, and he had a normal voice at the time. It's just as he got older over the next 100 years, he started.
Here's the thing: your explanation sounds logical, kind of.
Yeah, here it is.
But you know that couldn't be it because it makes sense, or there's some sense to it.
Yeah, even the subtitles just say "man overcomes." So we have no clue. I guess this is something that they're saving for season 2. John is the only thing I can think of that they're saving it for season 2.
One of those little things she was talking about, like, oh, we have little things in there to set up for, to further the story.
Yeah. And
so
then
she's working. So then she's working with Plagueis, and then basically what they're saying is if this is what they're trying to say, it means that she is on the inside of the Jedi Temple working for Plagueis, and they're just expanding the Plagueis story. That Plagueis had moles inside the Jedi working with him. Like
maybe
I didn't get that at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine, because they don't really tell you who it is, and who knows what they're doing or what they're thinking. I mean, like Alan said a minute ago, all the ideas that all the fans were coming up with, you figured one of them would be right, and none of them are right, so they're kind of off in la la land, kind of doing their own crap.
I mean, it seems like the best you can hope for was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
Stu
John Jedi in the chat's probably right on that. I think they show it at the end. She's just trying to get a meeting with Yoda.
Maybe that's what it is. And then the other thing,
but she lies about everything. But she lies about everything at the end to the Senate about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but I think it's heavily implied that she's going to tell Yoda the truth. At least that's how I took it.
But then Yoda in the prequels is just like, Sith? What?
Exactly. That's
Like,
the problem.
Uh-huh.
That's the problem with the series.
Yeah, it's screwy no matter which way you go.
So
it's why Star Wars is dead. That's why.
Also, she has like some force power where she can like literally like recreate the crime scene.
Yes, that's what I was just getting ready to talk about right here. Like, when did this become an ability for Jedi Force users to walk in an area and be able to think and understand everything that happened there years and years and years ago?
It's the sci-fi show that they put on Amazon. What was that called? That everyone watched for like the first 3 seasons, then it went off the rails.
The Expanse?
The Expanse.
Expanse, yeah. Doesn't he have like that ability in like the first season where he can like recreate the scene and stuff?
Yeah, let's also remember Aragorn could do that as well.
Sifo Dyas didn't Sifo Dyas had the ability to psychometry. It's called psychometry. You can touch objects and then see their history, but they're taking it to another level where she can almost see the entire crime scene, which would have happened. Like, she was pulling from things 16 years prior. Like,
yeah, why didn't we get any of that when Anakin and Obi-Wan were investigating stuff in the prequels? Like
it's made up Disney stuff. People in the chat are saying Cal Kestis can do it. So
yeah, which is more another Disney era storyline.
Yeah.
Yep. Then we get them back at the tree of knowledge and power in the Garden of Eden.
I really thought there was going to be when they got to this here, I really thought we were going to see like an avatar and they were going to like literally like meld into like a new being.
Yeah, I thought they were literally about to merge into like one person or something. I literally thought that watching this episode.
I thought Plagueis was going to come in as a snake.
Remember the Virgins in the Force? They completely just do away with it too, right?
They don't explain it. They don't explain anything about it.
Yeah.
And then here we got Gerbil Boy, who is tracking them.
Remember these people were supposed to be setting up a perimeter in 5 clicks, and they're all like marching off together in the same direction.
Yeah.
How could they get that wrong?
Yeah. And then Kamir, he shows up. He's like, if I could find you, so can the Jedi. Well, the Jedi have a tracker that they're using. So where's his tracker? How did he find them? Something else that's not explained. Like, oh my God, the writing.
Oh, and he disappears.
So
he disappears. He disappears in an instant.
Oh,
just in a blink of an eye.
Because he's Batman.
And these Jedi looked horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Can I ask a question? With all that budget, couldn't they have designed more than one uniform for the Jedi?
Well, we get that. We get that at the end here. We get a new outfit here when she's in front of the senators.
Yep. Then they're crying. She decides to train with Kamir on the dark side, and then he erases her memory.
And is that a thing? Is that a Force thing? Can you erase memory?
Yeah, it is actually.
I guess so. I guess it is now, Alan. I mean, you can come up with anything and have it be a force power. This is basically turned into a freaking video game.
Yeah.
Like in the video games, with the Dark Forces series, Jedi Knight series, you had the heal ability with the Force, which is fine because it's a video game. You have to be able to heal yourself in the game, but all these different weird force powers that they're coming out with is just stupid to me.
By the way, I love this line. Lay down any weapons that you have and surrender.
Or my Jedi NPCs in the background will dispose of you.
Yeah. That's a very diverse group. I'm glad they got all the check boxes going there. So that's a plus. That's a plus.
They put some blue paint. They put some blue paint on the faces of a couple of the Jedi. I guess that's aliens now. Just blue paint.
Oh yeah.
Pip, and then here we are with I guess these are royal robes. They end up bringing her in. Of course, she doesn't remember anything.
Do you love this robe here, by the way?
Yeah. No, that looks dumb.
Yeah.
So this is the symbol that's similar to the rebellion symbol. I guess this is something like the Jedi High Republic era emblem.
It's trying too hard. It's trying too hard to say, no, look at Star Wars. We're gonna throw these emblem on.
It's not even the High Republic symbol, though. The High Republic symbol has like a star in the middle of the two wings.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember because from one of our subscribers sent me like the first 3 issues of the comic. I tried reading them.
It looks like a Pokemon. It's like Kabutops or the
and she has got to be. Is it just me or is she like one of the worst actors in this entire show?
100%.
It's terrible. Every time she's on screen, I wanted to fast forward.
Yeah.
May the nepotism be with you.
Here she is. I guess this is the
High Senate.
The High Senate, I guess. So she's basically lying to them about everything that happened.
Nick, can you go back to that High Senate real quick? How come? I mean, we've seen so many alien characters in Star Wars, and I don't think any of them are I was trying to look at that. I was trying to pose it one.
This one might be right here.
It looks like a Rhodian. Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody
Rhodian? But they're all dudes with masks on.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the Senate, you had E.T. in one of the boxes.
Yeah, exactly. And you had Wookiees in there and
Trandoshans and Mon Calamari. I mean, it's just
tons of different aliens.
They have 87 years to incorporate all of those.
They haven't initiated DEI yet.
Hutz could have been part of the Senate.
You know what they needed?
Season 2.
They needed more money for the budget. They just didn't have the money in the budget for the costumes.
No.
Yeah. So they basically just put people in these outfits and gave them weird hairdos and haircuts. Like this guy right here, he's a weirdo. Another weirdo. Like they're all weirdos. So that's basically what the budget went into. Then she basically goes in, talks to May. May doesn't remember anything. Then
she has the memory of an 8-year-old.
Yeah.
By the way,
I can do the mind suck power, so they should still be able to like access it, right?
And by the way, the mystery also mentions her sister, which she doesn't remember, which means we have just come full circle.
Yeah, that's something else. Because
now May knows she has a sister that she can hunt for.
Yeah, but she remembers
Here, I'll read it. She says, "I saw a man. He killed my mother."
Yeah.
And he was Asian. I believe that's what.
I think he was Alan.
Yeah. I'm just saying here, Acolyte, unlike you, we do not support Asian hate here at EBN.
But apparently they do.
So I mean, that's the thing too, is like, so they've established that Chimere is the trainee. So he would have the power to completely wipe the memory of another Force user. They had already showed that, May had been trained with Chimera for years. He could just wipe that memory. And they're saying that the entire Jedi High Council could not get in her mind and rebuild her mind, basically.
Pretty much, because Khmer is such a badass. There's no coming back. He controlled, deleted, and completely wiped everything out from her brain. But they're like, oh, you poor girl. She remembers back to the fire and all that, but nothing before that.
They didn't even need to do this. They didn't even need to do the whole brain wipe thing, because if you remember correctly, Soul tried to do the brain suck on her, and he said it didn't work. Like, he couldn't see anything because he was trying to like find her master, and then she was like, "Oh, I can tell you, I can reveal who he really is." And there was that whole thing too
in episode 2, right?
Yeah, 2 and 5.
Yeah. And then freaking here we got Osha, who has now joined forces with her new love that everybody is simping for, and there it is. There's the shot, guys, right there. Them holding hands with one lightsaber. Yeah. They're going to become one, and they're going to fall in love. And all the shills and simps are just probably cheering and creaming all over themselves.
What's their ship name?
What was it?
Leslie Headland had it. It's like
Headland.
Oshamir
or something.
Oshamir. Yeah, Oshamir. Yeah, Oshamir is the ship name.
This scene is really a member berry with Revenge of the Sith. With
Anakin and Padme. Yeah. And then here we go. The freaking last scene of the entire show, where this dumb lady comes in to talk to Yoda. And I basically tell him, I guess, the truth about everything that after she just lied to the Senate, because that's what Jedi do during this time period. And he doesn't look any younger than he did in Empire here, 100 years earlier.
Someone's trying to say that was Yaddle, but I don't know.
No, 100% Yoda.
He didn't have white hair in Phantom Menace, did he?
You know what? I don't remember.
I don't think he had white hair in Phantom Menace.
You know what? I don't think he did.
It looks like Yoda from Empire.
It does. It looks like the puppet.
He was ostensibly younger in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Actually looks older from the back.
Yeah, he does. And so now when they come across the Sith in the Phantom Menace, I guess him and what was the other Jedi that they brought in?
Mundi.
Yeah, Ki-Adi-Mundi. I guess they're both just oblivious and just forgot about this whole situation. And it makes no sense, and that's how it ends. But not before we get the Power 2 song that they did for this, which is god awful. This is what we need in our Star Wars music. But, in another thing, Yoda in the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, could sense Anakin taking out freaking sand people.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't know or sense anything about all these Jedi getting killed in this whole situation going on. Like,
he's literally sensing the Jedi being killed multiple planets away from him in Into the Sith when Order 66 is enacted.
Yeah.
So when I did my review of like Torben, doing the vow for 10 years, I'm just thinking, okay, if after 3 or 4 years, if I was Master Yoda, I've been like, all right, we're not paying you to hover. Like, you got to do something. I'm investigating. Why is one of my Jedi masters acting like this?
Yeah.
And again, so what are the Obi-Wan senses the destruction of Andor?
Yeah.
Yes.
Before they even arrive into the system.
I mean, how can you be in the presence of a Sith and not know they were Sith?
He tells them they're Sith. He literally says he's Sith. She senses him too. She's like, "You're still alive," she says, to herself.
Well, and then the PTSD that the 4 Jedi suffered from episode 3, how does no one sense that they are hiding this event?
But that's the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No-
she
no
knows
clue.
he's alive, which means that either she keeps that completely to herself, that he's the dark side user out there, or they imply that she told Yoda, and then in the Phantom Menace, Yoda knows this is going on and doesn't say anything about it.
Yeah. No clue.
Yeah, I mean, how does that not destroy the prequels at that point in time?
Oh, it 100% does. Prequel fans are probably infuriated right now. They destroyed the OT with the sequels, and now they're destroying the prequels with the show.
Yeah. And then how does it play into Mandalorian Grogu movie? How does it play into the Rey movie? I mean, at least with Andor, there are no Jedi in it, so you don't have anything to mess around with that.
Yep.
It plays into decreased box office haul.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Who's the audience? Yeah.
Yeah. So
what have you done to the audience?
So we got a ton of super chats to go through. Does anybody need to bounce before I start hitting these? Because a lot of the people in chat have tons of questions and comments and stuff that we're about to go start going through.
I'll head out. I gotta. It's 1 o'clock here. So
all right, John, plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, just come over to the Trump Report, covering all kinds of stuff, video games, Star Wars, you name it. Putting the hammer to the wokeness, and then if you want to get outside of kind of pop culture stuff like this, I have a stock car channel, John F. Trent, where I cover like super dirt late models, NASCAR, etc. So it's always fun stuff. And then obviously thatpartplex.com.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for coming by. Also, you gonna make it EBN cast this Friday, brother?
I should be able to make it this Friday.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see you Friday then.
All right. Later, man. Have a good
one. All right. See you, John.
You guys. Nice meeting y'all.
See ya.
All right. You guys good, or you guys need to bounce?
I got like
I'm
2
gonna,
minutes.
I'm gonna go get something to drink. I'll be right back. Go ahead and get started.
All right. Matt Twain with $5. Super disappointed that Fadawan wasn't the hero, but he's mine. So is Vanestra, about to make Yoda complacent in a cover-up. Hashtag I am Fadawan.
I mean, shouldn't he have been in that away team?
Yeah. You would have thought so.
He needs to exercise.
Yeah, but no, he
he couldn't make the hike. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, he couldn't make the hike, and he was on basically just guard duty at the little temple, or that little section that he was at. So
should we bring Fadawan? No, there's walking involved.
I just thought of this too. Can we acknowledge the fact that Vernestra just walks up and opens the door with the Force, but Master Soul couldn't do that? No other Jedi.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, good point.
Nobody else could do that. She just walks up. Yeah, no problem. Open the door. Nobody else could do that. She's that powerful.
That scene reminds me of every time I go to the supermarket and I walk through the automatic door.
Why did the gerbil sabotage a ship? I don't know. Like I want to do like a parody where like that gerbil's about to do something like Richard Gere comes around the corners all like,
I know.
Oh yeah.
What was that? Why would you? I posted on My Nerdy Homes. I was like, okay, so wait a minute. The gerbil helps Soul figure out that she's the bad guy. And then when he's chasing her, he sabotages the ship to stop him from capturing her.
The gerbil is the physical manifestation of the script. It's all over the damn place.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when they land on the planet, he leads them to Ocean May.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I guarantee you there was no storyboards done for this, because so much of this would have been caught in the storyboards.
I would love to see the storyboards. They got to be a mess.
Oh yeah.
You know what it is? That gerbil is a gerbil. It's an animal, and animals don't care, and they want to cause mischief. Because if someone broke into my house, my dog would help the thieves.
Michael for $9.99. I wonder how many casual fans understood the crystal bleeding and why the saber blade turned from blue to red. Another Crapolite fan service. Why did the gerbil sabotage the ship? What we were just talking about. And as far as the crystal bleeding and stuff, again,
how much blood would it need?
Yeah. My understanding is that Sith end up going and manipulating kyber crystal to basically get the red saber. John, do you know the lore on that?
Yeah, you have to pour all your hatred, all your anger, everything into bleeding the crystal and changing it. It's not something that you just pick up a lightsaber and suddenly boop, it just changes like that. Like it was in the Vader comics when he went to the planet and he fought one of the Jedi that had left the Order and had taken a Baresh vow, and then he took his lightsaber at the end because that was Palpatine wanted him to. That was one of the tests, was he had to go, get a lightsaber crystal and bleed it and go through the Sith ritual to do that. It's not just something that it's like, oh, here's my cell phone, I'm changing my LED lights.
So you're saying it's intentional. It's not something you could do by happenstance.
No, it's very intentional. It's not like you just grab you can't just pick up a Jedi's lightsaber and then suddenly it's like, oh, I'm going to change this to red. Like it's like a ceremony for the Sith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
not anymore.
Makes sense.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, and as far as gerbil sabotaging the ship, who knows? Who knows? Nobody can answer some of these questions. I'm sure you guys probably have. We can't. We don't even know. We have the same questions. Mike Jensen for $2. Season 2, Osha and Smilo give birth to Palpatine. Man, I would not put it past them.
At this point, why not?
At this point, just go on and do it all. Just make
that
it
would
a small
produce
world.
a Palpatine.
Yeah, Palpatine was mixed raced.
Yes.
It would
Asian
work
and
out
black
perfect.
gets you white. That's how it works.
It'd make as much sense as this show made.
I mean, at this point, you can start integrating Game of Thrones characters, or we're not going to.
Oh yeah,
it's not going to phase us. We're like, whatever.
Put Deadpool and Wolverine in season 2.
It's a Targaryen on a dragon.
Put them in there.
Whatever.
Daenerys and
yeah. Saxman717 for $10. Part of me can't help but hope that Disney greenlight season 2 of this turd pile so we can get to enjoy more post parties with Coach Nick, DA, and company. The last 8 Tuesday nights have been special. Hail Saxman717. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm rooting for season 2, because it's gonna be more of this crap, and I'm on board for roasting it because roasting it's fun. That's been the funnest part of this entire show, is getting together with everybody and just tearing this thing apart.
It's so bad. It's so funny. And the memes on Twitter, it really is up there with prequel memes.
Yeah.
The amount of content, it's so bad.
Yeah, and please Disney, throw more money at it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 400 million next time. 400.
Exactly, please.
Crypto Bendu for $10. You better be still having a bonfire for this show's end. We teleported again, broke lore again, made no sense again. It's Headlamp a genius for money laundering. Where the F did the money go? Your guess, once again, is as good as ours. I don't see where 180, and I guarantee
I'll tell you where it went.
It was more than 180.
Where the money went was to the DEI consultants, and it was money well spent.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's all over. You see it all
over. And the intimacy coordinator. That intimacy coordinator took a couple million right there.
Yeah, they did hire intimacy coordinator for this show.
In fact, in season 2, please hire more intimacy coordinators.
Yeah, you definitely need them. Definitely need them. And pay them good. Make sure you really pay them
50
good.
million each, please.
Yeah, easy. Minimum. Georgie Girl, member for 17 months. I feel like they're doing this on purpose to make their audience accept mediocrity. Never stop wanting quality storytelling. Yeah, who knows why they're doing this? It makes no sense to any of the fans out there that have any even sliver of common sense. I mean, I don't get it. I just really don't. Hail Georgie Girl, good to see you. Dylan Pfeiffer 499. The true tragedy of Darth Plagueis, him witnessing the Acolyte. Yeah, that's probably actually what ends up killing him.
He's back there saying, "What the hell have I done?"
Yeah,
that's
it
like
wasn't the practice that killed him in his sleep. It was him having to go through this show.
That's that green screen meme that Theory made, where he played both Palpatine and Anakin, and he's got
I saw that.
He's got to do that again, and just
yeah. I can't wait to see all the other people's reactions, because every time we watch this show, we literally go straight into this live stream. So I'm not influenced by anybody else's reactions or anything like that. And so I can't wait to go see what everybody else has been saying on this. Vincent Yang for $5. You can tell me OSHA standed even against trained May, force choked a Jedi Master who just defeated a Sith 2 seconds ago. Make it make sense.
Well, that's how you kill a Jedi without a weapon.
Yeah, and they had to allow that to happen. It required it for the script. It didn't make sense for the rules of the universe that they set up, but for the script in the story they were trying to tell, they had to do it.
So the best part of that, was they showed Soul having this just amazing power, just this insane force push, almost like a force whirlwind. And then the very next scene, they show him getting disarmed.
Yeah,
just like that.
Yeah. Yep. And then getting force choked, and then just looking at it. It's okay, man.
It's okay.
Like,
it's okay.
I love you.
Or no, it's okay, OSHA. Yeah, it was OSHA that choked him out.
By the way, that was the forced Superman punch.
Man, get out of here with this crap nonsense.
Step kick.
Marcus Quintus for $5. We happy few, we band of brothers, for he today watched The Acolyte and sheds his sanity. With me shall be my brother, be he near what near so vile. Hell, Marcus Quintus. Yeah, we all went through this tragedy together. Now we're all officially brothers. Sean for $5. Not only was Soul creeping on OSHA the whole show, before he dies, he's doing or going to tell her he loves her. So right before he dies, I love you, and then he starts getting choked. Yeah.
Yeah. Jedi pedo.
Yeah. You are my soulmate, which that's something else that seems like these weirdos are trying to normalize is stuff with kids, but whatever. Rob writes Gen X pop culture. What's going on, Rob? Another one of the guys I got to hang out with this last weekend in Knoxville at Fan Expo. Great time. Which, speaking of, I got up late, so Rob Wright actually got me this Gina Carano figure, and then I got her to sign it, and got to hang out with Gina for a minute and chit chat with her. Super sweet. Good time.
And wow, did she really?
Me.
You got a Reva? Oh man. I can't find them. They're just they flew off the shelf so fast. Alan.
Well, I got mine at the Target clearance shelf. So
I need to go to. We just got a Ollie's here. I need to go check there, see if they got any. But Rob Wright says this show was so bad it's laughable. They took fight scenes from other movies. There's no originality or real Star Wars in this. Man,
they didn't take good fight scenes.
Yeah.
No. Other movies were actual Star Wars movies too.
Yeah. Crypto Bendu for 11. Let's summarize this show. It was supposed to be a murder mystery, which we knew who the murderer was from the very beginning. There was no mystery in any of this. The murder was the franchise of Star Wars. The mystery was how Leslie Headland money laundered $180 million out of Disney. Make it make sense. Canceling Disney Plus. Yeah, if any of you guys are paying for Disney Plus out there still at this point, I don't know why. I've never subscribed to Disney Plus. I've never given them a cent. I actually have somebody else's login who is stupid enough to give them money. Mine's
a tax write-off. I'll say it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, if you get it for a tax write-off, then yeah, that's great. So I actually use my brother's account. He has two small kids, and he actually has them on old X-Men animated series, cartoons, Spider-Man animated series, a lot of the old stuff,
Well,
Plus,
in California, it comes with Spectrum cable.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Plus, his kids watch Bluey, so which is their most watched thing on there, and they
grandson watches that.
it. Yeah. 03 Gorilla for $10. Am I dense, or did Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant imply that OSHA / May were created by Plagueis? As told in the story Palpatine tells Anakin in ROTS, we don't know. The two mothers talked about it, and she said she created them. The other one said she carried them. So I'm guessing they're the ones that did it. Maybe Plagueis learned it from them somehow, or I don't know. None of it makes sense. I'm lost. I'm confused. Did you guys get any answers about any of that? Because I sure as hell didn't.
I came here for answers.
No, not
Even if there was an answer, you don't know that that's the answer.
Yeah,
there was nothing given as to how those two were created in the show whatsoever.
Yeah,
I mean there was in it.
No, I was just gonna say, remember when we thought that the last episode 7, was going to answer a bunch of questions?
Yeah,
and it didn't. It just gave you the same thing from a different perspective.
Yeah,
and then they told us they were going to wrap it all up.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the answers in this one. Nope, sure didn't, guys.
No, they're saving it for season 2.
Yep. Star Wars Timeline, $5. Hey guys, question to all. Andor is the only live action show I liked. Ejected after. Do you think season 2 will begin to restore faith in the franchise? So Andor just did not have enough people watching it. I wasn't a fan of it, but I wasn't a fan of it because I didn't think it had bad writing or anything like that. It just didn't feel like Star Wars to me. The sort of fun element of it was almost like it went too much to the extreme of seriousness, an adult like series, and I like a little bit of fun and adventure and lightheartedness, and a lot of that was kind of taken out of it. And it's just personal preference for me. A lot of people that watched Andor really loved it. And, outside of that aspect, I don't really have a whole lot of complaints about Andor. But Andor season 2, I think for me, will probably be more enjoyable for me than season 1. But who knows? It's going to be like Wolverine Deadpool. It's going to be a one-off. Wolverine Deadpool, I think, is going to do great at the box office. I think it's going to be a hit. But it's not going to bring the MCU back.
Yeah. I mean, that restored the faith in the franchise. Even if Andor season 2 is the greatest thing ever, it won't restore faith in the franchise.
No, you got to display consistent stories and shows that are good and great that people like before you can really say that it's being restored. Just a one-off thing's not going to do it, because the thing is,
you lose so many people.
Yeah, because look, after Mando season 2, what do we get? Book of Boba Fett, Kenobi, Ahsoka, which a lot of people liked Ahsoka, but I had a lot of issues with it. But Kenobi and Book of Boba Fett were man.
But you were constantly after that. You were constantly bleeding subscribers. You're constantly bleeding fans.
Yeah.
So even if Andor season 2 is the most epic thing in the world that Star Wars has ever put out, or Disney Star Wars has ever put out, you're expecting then the audience to go back and watch season 1 to catch up with season 2 at that point.
Yeah.
And let's also not forget that after Star Wars, we got Empire Strikes Back.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, very
true.
And
I think Andor season 2 will be really good because now you've established all the players, all the characters. So the only place it could go is for the storyline to ramp up as the plot thickens and the Empire starts cracking down on everything. It'll become more intense. And if we get the writing like Tony Gilroy did in the first season, it'll be fantastic for us. But it's not going to go
smart. They will have learned the lessons, the weaknesses of the first season.
Yeah.
And not do them in the second season.
Yeah. And they already said that the very last scene in that show is going to be him going to meet the guy that we see him meet up with in Rogue One. So it's basically going to lead directly.
So you know where it's
directly
gonna, you know how it ends. Then
yeah, yep. John Graber, space jockey, member for 21 months. Hell, John, coach needs a drink. Coach, I think, took some sleeping meds. Or he probably didn't even take sleeping meds. He probably was just exhausted and just was out. So yeah, he probably could have used one though. Floral from under a rock, Canadian $2. Jonas J. Pumpkin sucks. I guess that was for Jonas that was here earlier. If Jonas is watching, hell, Jonas. Dan the Man, what's going on? Long time no see, brother. $2. Final roast is crazy. You know y'all ain't right. Man, God. Final roast. I'm just glad it's over. I'm glad there's no more episodes of this garbage out there. We got Skeleton Crew coming up, but we do have Cobra Kai coming this week. That's gonna be something positive and good to talk about. Are any of you guys looking forward to Cobra Kai?
I'd have to catch up on it. I was watching it when it was on YouTube. But then after Netflix picked it up, because I haven't been subscribed to Netflix in years. That's the only reason I didn't follow, because I went to Netflix and I didn't have it.
Such a good show.
I bailed
enjoyed
after
it when it was on
season
YouTube.
3.
Uh,
I would have
My
to
daughter's
catch up
really
on
like
like 2 seasons.
yeah. You watch it, Alan?
no, but my daughter does, and she loves it.
Yeah.
She'll be watching.
WDW Pro, hail to you, good sir, who was here earlier. Gets 5 Echo Base Network memberships. Thank you so much, brother, for that, and redirecting everybody over here to EBN. Saxman 717, $5. So after Sniffy Creature Basil attacks May in episode 6, he randomly decides to sabotage Soul's ship to keep him from getting her. Top-notch storytelling. Yeah, it is what it is. I guess he was like, you know, she's turning good. Soul, you need to stop this, and you're the bad guy. Or I don't know. I don't know anymore. Valentis Studios, $5. The Acolyte is anti-Star Wars, anti-fun, anti-writing. Not even bad writing, just lack of writing. Again, do not disagree. Do not disagree. KD for $5 Canadian. The Acolyte final showed us that your mood can affect your lightsaber color. Therefore, can holding a lightsaber interfere with one's own privacy? Yeah, they basically turned them into mood rings. Lightsabers are now mood rings. So yeah, if you're feeling angry, they turn red. If you're feeling, you know, good, they'll stay whatever color they're supposed to be. Blessed Souls for $1.99. The Last Jedi Yoda puppet was used. Budget problems. I mean, 180 million. They couldn't do the CGI, so they just, you know, pulled the Yoda puppet out of storage and flopped him on the set and filmed him from behind, and there you have it. So yeah, pretty cheap. You know, Leslie had to get that other money to the other DEI folks and her friends and her wife, you know. Greggy, member from 1 month. Goodbye, old friend. I was 12 in 1977. Yep. And don't forget, guys, over on Film Threat tomorrow, Star Wars Funeral. It is gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
and
1 o'clock Pacific.
Yep, 1 o'clock Pacific time, and you guys are going 6 hours.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's not our record, 5, but it's long.
Yeah, I think our record is 9.
Yeah, we went 7 hours when we were live streaming the slap of the Academy Awards.
Ooh, golly!
I remember that. I saw that one.
We had a 4-hour conversation after it happened.
Wow. Yeah, me and Coach actually went live right after it happened to talk about it. Yeah. And this was when we had maybe 18 to 19,000 subs.
Yeah.
We had 25,000 people in chat.
Yeah.
25,000.
That's the same with us. We were actually live reacting from the very beginning. So
yeah,
we were online when it happened, and it was like it took us a long time for it to register that it actually happened, and then all that conjecture that happened after it.
Yeah. Oh Man, Matt R for $5. Great stream, guys. It's been hilarious. Hail to you, Matt R. Good to see you. Jacob Glasser for $2. Wish Leslie could write as well as she munches box. Well, I don't know how well she can do that, but I mean, I'm guessing I would imagine she's a pro at it by this point. Ronaldo for $5 just got done watching the final episode. Disappointed, period. I think everybody is, Ronaldo. I think everybody's disappointed with this entire show. Zelosi for $4.99. Hopefully this will go the way of Rocky 5. Canon, yes, but no one acknowledges it in the lore. It's the one we just don't talk about. Yeah, I can see it going that way because I definitely don't see it getting a season 2. And Disney will probably willow this thing by the time it's all said and done with and just pull it off of Disney Plus completely. And nobody will ever be able to watch it again unless you're out on the high seas of torrent sites.
By the way, I'm looking at pictures of Yoda at the prequels. Yeah, he had a lot of white hair.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He did have a lot of white hair?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he did or not. It's been a minute since I've seen those movies. Sutton Creek Productions for $5 Canadian. I never imagined that revisionist history could rear its ugly head in a fictional setting. I don't think anybody could have ever imagined it. Sutton Creek. Hell do you? Thank you so much. Grant Tolbert for $4.99. How was this covered up from the Jedi? Even Yoda knows. Am I seeing that correct? Yeah, you are. Yep. You're 100% seeing it right. She was going in there to tell Yoda the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help her God. And
so help her thread.
Yeah, so help her thread. And then they just, I guess just forgot about it over the next 100 years. And there you have it. But
that's a perfect kind of example of this show is that they'll create something just to toss it out there, but they have absolutely no backstory and they have no wrap up for it. So it's like they introduce the whole concept of the thread and then that's it, disappears, never to be talked about again in the show.
I always felt like the writer's room was probably the most affirming room ever in the world, where one idea was just yes, and another idea, yes. And no one would ever say, hey, but maybe it's breaking lore, or what if we did it differently, or
Well, I brought up in my live stream when I was drunk as a skunk. I was like, did they not do a table read of this? I mean, how could they do a table read and all look each other across the table and not fall over laughing?
Yeah.
But I guess table reads and dailies aren't a thing anymore.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, I bet they didn't even do storyboards on it. Jeez. Tom, for €2, maybe Acolyte was the first AI written script. It would not surprise me.
I'm gonna say no because I've used AI a lot for like business negotiation letters with companies negotiating contracts, and it's actually legible. Like it actually creates good arguments.
It's actually pretty good, yes.
Yeah, it actually does a good job.
AI tells good story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I actually did just to see what AI would say. I asked it to write a proper sequel trilogy of Star Wars. And what it came up with was better than what we got in the sequel trilogy by far.
Wouldn't that be the greatest grift in the world if Leslie Headland actually did use AI to write the script and that's what she turned in to Lucasfilm?
But like the free version,
it would destroy AI. AI
really
technology
bad.
would be dead.
Yeah,
like
the Chat GPT version, because how else? Like what you guys just said, and you guys like me, Payne, and Alan knows Hollywood way better than so many of us. How does this thing make it to screen? It to read all the people that need to read the script before this thing goes, all the people that need to approve it, the filming. Nobody on set says, "Hey guys, this doesn't make sense." Hey guys.
Well, that's the problem these days. Is too many people get their hands on scripts and they all giving notes, and like suddenly that's why everyone's a producer now these days. It's like everyone's getting notes back and they're including everyone's changes. So because everyone's got to have like every kid gets a participation trophy. Now everyone's opinion matters on the script. That's like I don't think, and very few productions. I think like people like Christopher Nolan and Michael Bay were like, are the last few directors. When they ran the show, they ran the show. And I don't think you get that these days. You get those directors. These directors are being directed by dozens of people who have their all own ideas of what it should be. And I think you're seeing that in the script. That's why it's an absolute mess.
Yeah, we've been like with the D-Files, we talk about how basically, particularly Disney, they got rid of the people who knew how to do these things. They got rid of the people who carried Walt's traditions when it came to animation. They got rid of those people and they just brought in new people, thinking that they could just replicate it, and they can't. And like when I was watching Kenobi, the first thought that came into my mind was, what are they teaching up and coming writers in college nowadays, in university? They're not teaching them the basics of storytelling, you know. And I think there's this real sense of well, whatever the old white guys did long ago, we can't do that anymore. We got to do a different, more modern, for modern audiences, not realizing that we've been telling stories for millennia, and maybe that model hasn't changed for a reason.
Yeah, you know, there's that video that's circulating around X of David Lynch, and when a producer tries to give David Lynch a note, and he just absolutely goes off on them, and I'm thinking to myself, I suggested you guys in the chat, if you have not seen this video, just look it up, David Lynch going off on producer. And I'm thinking to myself, he is probably one of the last guys in Hollywood that's allowed to do something like that, because all of these people that they're hiring and firing, there's no way that they're letting a director talk to a producer with such, you know, anger and, oh, you hurt their feelings. And
you know who David
Lynch, one thing
who
I've
David Lynch
learned
learned that from? I interviewed David Lynch's producing partner from Elephant Man, and he talked about. I asked him, what was it like working with Mel Brooks, and he flat out said what you said. He said Mel Brooks would give us notes, and said, take them or leave them, but this is your movie. And, you know, they looked at his notes. They used some, they didn't use others. But Mel Brooks gave him that freedom because he understood the importance of storytellers telling their stories.
Yeah, it's something I've seen around Hollywood, just general, even like behind the scenes, is so like the director. You'll have all these people, all these producers that kind of leech on. They give their little notes to help in the script. If the movie's a hit, then they all get to have a trophy. They all get to go on stage and accept it. And, oh, yeah, it was us. Big effort. We're all really talented. If the movie tanks, they get to blame the director and they get to walk away scot-free. It's an industry of parasites. That they're just close enough that if it's a hit, they can take credit. If it's not, they'll let one person sink. Do it all the time.
Not surprising. Not surprising at all. Let's see here. Grant Tolbert for 99. Chris said something today that was spot on. Most of these people are better at the hustle than the actual job. So
I was
true.
just saying.
All the buzzwords, Rings of Power, have that corporate BS too.
Yeah.
And that's why that show was a huge flop in season 2. Oh man. And they're under contract with Rings of Power. They have to do, what is it, 3 or 5 seasons? Is it 4?
I think it would be cheaper to break that contract.
I think it's
probably
5, wasn't it?
Is it 5? I don't know. They're under contract to do so many. Like I would literally, if I was them, like I would just do the rest of the show animated.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, just say we're not going to do the series. Isn't going to continue live action. The series is going to continue animated, and then just get the worst, shittiest artists, animators you can get, the cheapest ones. They're drawing stick figures, whatever, and then just put it out there and be like, "Hey, we finished the seasons." You know.
What's funny is HBO's been doing this forever, and then somehow they get it right.
Yeah, House of Dragon, excellent. I was very disappointed. Yeah, Sopranos. I was very disappointed with the last season of Game of Thrones, but this is a whole nother crew of people doing House of the Dragon. I thought it was going to be a complete shit show, but it's actually turned out to be a pretty decent show, and I've been enjoying it. So,
yeah, but I mean, HBO is just churning out hit after hit after hit.
Yeah,
from the very beginning when they started doing original content.
Yep.
Look at with HBO. Look at what happened. They lost George R.R. Martin, and they lost the primary storyteller, and the show went to shit. because they were relying on people who couldn't tell stories. And then look at House of the Dragon. He comes back in, he's there, he's working with the team, and we have an excellent series because he knows how to tell a story.
Absolutely. Marcus Quintus for $2 is being sucked into a dark tunnel, a metaphor. Probably. There's probably a lot of metaphors Leslie Headland probably used in this, and we probably don't even know them all. So yeah, probably so. John for $5. So wait, they pulled some weird Kingdom Hearts, Sora, Roxas crud with Osha and May. I've not played Kingdom Hearts, but I heard that some of the crap that they do in that is ridiculous. Have any of you guys familiar with Kingdom Hearts, the video game? No,
No.
It's got a huge fan base. I haven't gone through it all.
Oh, Disney will ruin it at some point.
Yeah, definitely. Saxman 717 for another $10. Hail Saxman. Vernestra posturing and decorating like a Sith Lord and dropping Palpatine quotes. Leave us. Leslie Headland can't go 5 minutes without bastardizing the OT in some way. Yeah, I mean, there was several lines that I caught, that were just like from the throne room in Jedi with Palpatine, Vader, and Luke there towards the end that they kind of threw in there. But I think this probably did way more
in Ahsoka. There were a lot of things that they pulled up. There was one line where Sabine says to Ahsoka, "I'm sorry," and then Ahsoka responds, "I know."
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. I actually think this Acolyte series probably did more damage to the prequels though than the OT.
Yeah,
for sure. Prequel.
Well, they have to space out the damage. They have to spread the damage around.
Yeah, they just can't do all the damage to the OT. Yeah. I can't wait to see what Star Wars Theory had to say because he's a huge prequel fan. He probably
now you'll see Order 66 in a new light.
Yeah, exactly. Yavud 6. Probably completely butchered that for $5. KK is out in October, right? No way they renew her contract, right? Tell me this bomb gives that thought hope. Man, the thing is, whether KK's there or not, whoever they replace her with probably isn't going to be any better.
Her leaving is a placebo effect.
Yeah,
people celebrate for a week, and then the next show comes out, and if it's most likely another shit show, we're right back to where we started. So
she's going to choose her replacement.
Yeah,
she's going to put somebody in. Yeah, she's going to put somebody in there that's going to continue what she's doing. It's not like they're just going to. It's not like they're going to take KK out and put in somebody like Star Wars Theory that has just a completely different vision. They want to continue their legacy of what they're doing.
Well, the ultimate question is, even if you put someone in who knew what they were doing, how do they fix this?
Yeah.
Good God, I know.
Would they want to? I mean, look, you think Brad Bird would step into this? Christopher Nolan? Like, no.
Well, yeah. Unless he had absolute freedom. Maybe.
Yeah, like that would happen.
And there's no way they're going to give him that.
Exactly.
No way.
I don't think you can fix it. There's no amount of storytelling that you can do to fix something like this. You would need to just decanonize everything and start fresh with a completely different story. Go all the way back to KOTOR, start there, and then just hope maybe 10 to 15 years later you can try to do some damage control and change some things.
Shut down for 10 years, and and maybe not copyright trademark strike like Disney does to every time someone does anything with their IP. Let fans go back to making fan films, see what the fans, because the fan films will tell you what the fans liked. Yeah, back when the fans were allowed to do that. Yeah, and I would just sit back even longer.
Or you pull at Dallas. Oh, it was a dream all along.
Yeah.
I mean, in all honesty, and chat out there, I'm more excited to see what Star Wars Theory does with his show than anything that Disney's going to come out with at this point in time. Because I actually trust that he understands what Star Wars is, and he's not going to put something out there that's garbage. he's putting his own money towards it, and it's like he's doing Vader episode 2 or season 2 and 3, and I'm more excited to see that than anything that comes out from Disney Star Wars at this point.
Yeah. Well, the test will be like we've been talking about on the Film Thread channel, but it appears that Marvel is attempting to write the course. I'm not sure you're going to see it in Captain America, but we'll see what happens with Fantastic Four. But it seems like that Kevin Feige is realizing that they've been going down the wrong path. And it's time to change, and we'll see. We'll see if they give Feige enough leash to actually make changes, and if Feige actually has the wisdom to know what changes need to be made.
Yeah, I think Kathy, she'll just double down and be like, the fans don't understand good Star Wars. We're gonna keep going. You know, it's always our fault. It's always our fault that these shows suck. Rod Line for $1.99. GRN lady cover up is so not Jedi. I despise the show. Oh, Green Lady cover up is so not
every
Jedi.
line that came out of her mouth. I just was like, I cannot believe I'm dying on the inside.
Yeah, that's Blockhead Headland's wife. So you know,
well, yeah,
she got the part.
And here we go. Yoda is either now incompetent and not seeing it, or complicit.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. F this show. 100%. Hail Rod Line. Hargrave for $2. Chris Hansen. Take a seat, Soul. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I guess he watched my Jedi abductors and child predator memes that I was throwing out on Twitter.
Oh God, it was so cringe. It was so cringe that when he was like telling, talking to Osha and about to tell her that he loves her. I was like, what is going on here? Like, weird, but John for $2. So is the thread like a tampon string?
What's that?
Yeah, I guess
go back up into the dark hole.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it is a whole lesbian witch coven that we got here. So yeah, the thread. Yeah. Jeez. John with the $9. Show us the pip droid. Bukaki.
Yeah, you remember that part?
Yes. Oh, God. It was the third time in this series they got money shots in this with somebody getting squirt in the face.
Yeah, but at least they got the color right this time.
Yeah. This third time, I was like, wow, another freaking money shot. What is with them in these This was the longest episode. I can't remember where it's at. I'm not going to be able to pull it up. But yeah, that was we caught that as soon as it happened. The musing ox $2. The Force has a strong influence on the weak-minded. Yes. But apparently all the people in this show have weak minds. And they're Jedi. And in the power of one, the power of two, the power of many is a strong influence on the weak-minded, I guess, as well, or whatever minds these Jedi had, because they can just, I guess, take them over as well. More stuff that doesn't make sense. Chad Admiral Thrawn, member for 11 months. Hello, EBN. Long live the Empire. Yes, long live that. They always had the coolest shit, man. TIE fighters, freaking speeder bikes, AT-ATs, AT-STs, like
remember when Star Wars was a lot about the dogfights?
Yes. Yeah, the whole space thing. Now everything's happening like in atmosphere and on different planets and stuff. It's like
the trench run on the Death Star. I mean,
yeah. Like even the Force Awakens, tried recreating that, but it was on a planet, in atmosphere. It's like, are we gonna get some cool like space battles here? The one that we got in the Last Jedi at the beginning, with the bombers, with the bomb bay doors, because there's, I guess, gravity in space. That was about the only thing we got as far as space battle goes. But hell,
the holdover maneuver. But
oh yeah, the holdover maneuver. You know, that one's gonna go down in history as one of the dumbest maneuvers of all time. like they should have just been doing this the whole entire time in Star Wars. Great job, Ron Johnson. It's AA for $5 Canadian. If it wasn't for the hamster Basil stopping Soul ship, none of this would have happened. It's his fault. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. He is the real villain of this show. And is, you know, just another one of those characters. They're like, here's another cutesy character that we can maybe sell some merch for.
Yeah. If Torben hadn't gone home, if he had just gone home when they said, "Oh, we could go home," instead of running off to the witch's coven, none of this would have happened.
That's all he wanted. He just wanted to go home.
Are they going to sell little vials of the poison that killed Torben? And it's
probably it'll be at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Guarantee you.
For kids, it'll be for kids. Here you go, kids.
You can put it in the blue milk there.
Yeah, his little additive for you.
You guys want to grow up to be like Master Torben? Yeah. Here you go.
Road Chronicles for $1.99. Oceanmere equals somehow palpable time, or I guess Palpatine. Time was conceived.
Damn autocorrect.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. I wouldn't put it past him at this point. You know, he'll basically be their love child, even though he's a white guy. You know, but nothing needs to make sense in Disney Star Wars anymore. Six, hail Six, long time no see, good to see you. Six sends in a super sticker, and let me see if I can find what it was. It's a pair dance around saying you are amazing. Hail to you, Six. I wish StreamYard would fix that to where they showed super stickers on here, but let's see. Ren Impmon for Canadian $5. Rennie, sorry I'm late. Could I get a super short TLDR of what happened? I heard it was terrible. ×3.
Even Coach pieced out. That's all you got to know.
Yeah. So Coach pieced out. Let's see. So you sent that at 12:21. So about 20 minutes ago. Short, quick rundown. Soul is a creepy pedo who was going to confess his love to Osha. Yoda knew about the Sith, the Jedi the whole time.
Intention switch back and forth a couple times through the episode, just like the other ones.
Yep.
And there was a long conversation.
Yeah, there was, and there was some walking and talking going on. There
was some instant travel.
Yep.
And a guinea pig destroyed a ship.
Yep. The guinea pig gopher freaking like I said, Darth Plagueis showed up. Yoda knows everything that happened.
Yoda's a dick now.
Yeah. So yeah, it sucked. The whole thing sucked. We got no answers. It was more confusion. Osha and Smilo Ren are basically lovers now and are gonna go off into the future and have Palpatine, I guess.
And
maybe.
hold sabers together.
Yeah, and hold sabers together.
By the way, did Coach pull a Torben?
Yeah, he did. He did. He completely pulled a Torben. 100%.
It was so. This episode was so bad. The moment Coach could get out of it, he was gone, dude. He was like, "Bro."
He was so happy people were in the backstage. It was a great excuse to leave.
Yeah, he was like,
"Peace out." Nobody noticed it.
I was like, because he was sitting there working on stuff, and I knew he had disc golf and all that other stuff today. So I was like, when he was like, I'll pop in the back, and I'll pop back in once space opens up, so we could let people in. And then when he bounced out, he was probably like, man, I'm going to bed. I guarantee you.
We take a long nap.
Yeah. Tiny Film Productions, $10. Everyone look right here. Points to red lightsaber. That's right. Just look right here, and all your questions will be answered. Sith Mind Whip activated. Yeah.
Yeah, remember when that whip was a big deal? What did they use that whip for?
To kill a bug.
Yes.
That's the only time we got it.
There you go.
To kill a bug.
And obviously to do some BDSM with Chimere.
Oh yeah, because he had the scars on his back, which we never saw on screen. Yeah,
never. Yeah.
Well, that's fan fiction now. So,
and I mean, like, what Jedi beat their younglings like that and whip them on the back? Where in Star Wars has that ever happened?
I don't know. I guess he didn't
well,
go
Jedi
down
are going
right.
after children. They're, you know.
Yeah, he didn't munch the box good enough for her, I guess, or something. Who knows? But yeah, she whipped him. She whipped him good.
So the sole reason these bugs exist is so that Jedi can kill them.
Yeah, with their whip sabers. The testicle forest that they walked into looked like a giant bunch of giant testicles on the trees. Nick, for $10, how much you want to bet Grogu is actually female? At this point, nothing would surprise me with Disney Star Wars, Nick. It really would not. But we'll get that. And when's that supposed to be coming out? 2026? Alan? You know, John?
Who cares?
Yeah. Pretty much
It would have,
what Alan said. Who cares?
it would have to be 2026 because if production starts 2025, they need about at least a year and a half. So I think they're looking at the time frame for December of 2026 for that.
Yeah. And it will cost $500 million.
Yep. Sutton Creek Productions for $5. Star Wars is now a Frankenstein's monster stitched together with the thread of modern Disney. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it's become. 100%. It's dumb. Keith Garlington for $4.99. I love how Kamir and the show's creators forgot his helmet could short out lightsabers. He didn't even wear his matching bracers. Yeah, we never got any more of the Cortosis helmet during the fight where he was using it to like deflect sabers or short them out or do any of that.
He tried to. So they kind of showed that Soul picked up on that and he was avoiding that the whole fight. And that's why when Soul did that one move, Chimere put his lightsaber behind and was trying to pull the lightsaber close to Chimere's head so that he could short it out just like that. But it was dumb. It was.
I didn't even.
The other bad storytelling was when she took the helmet off and said she had a vision.
Oh yeah, what was the vision too?
Oh, well, she told us what the vision was.
Well, I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was like Osha. It was made with a lightsaber against Soul.
Oh.
But the thing is like, why don't you show us that rather than tell us that?
Yeah.
You have a vision, show us the vision. Don't tell us the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do just a really quick flashes.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a lot better if they would have done that for sure. Hell, Keith, thank you for that super chat. Brian for $5. To be fair, they at least gave an explanation to why the Jedi never found out. Did they?
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
I didn't get it.
Nope.
Again,
Brian, if you can elaborate, I would love to elaborate because
it's the next one. It's the next one.
Oh, I have a feeling the Green Jedi is a bad guy, not a real Jedi. Oh, so yeah, so when she walks in and I think everybody here would agree, it seemed like she was going in because she was going to tell Yoda the truth. She lied to the Senate and all that. But the thing is, we never actually see the conversation take place. So we really don't know for sure.
Which may lend credence to the idea that she is Plagueis's acolyte.
Possibly. Yeah.
That's the vibes. That's the vibes I got through the whole episode, was that she's not on the level. That's what tipped me off. That's why I said that in the beginning of the stream, that I was like, what's going on with that call? Because if it was calling Master Yoda, they would have just said like, Master Yoda is not available, or, you know, and it just didn't, it just seemed very secretive the way it was being handled. And then it's just her lying and lying to the Senate and covering up everything and just lying about Soul to bury the thing, being very un-Jedi like. That's the vibe I got, is that they're saying that Plagueis is the puppet master at this point, and he is pulling the strings, and he has a mole inside of the Jedi Temple that's working for him, and that's Venestra.
Yeah, I could see them doing that. So Bron says they never found out about the Sith. They blamed it on Soul. No Jedi alive saw the Sith. So she lied to the Senate and blamed it on Soul to the Senate.
Right.
Not to the Jedi Council. We see her walking in because they were wanting to try to investigate the Jedi Order and all that sort of stuff. So it was like she didn't want them doing that, so she lied to them. But we never saw her conversation with the Jedi. And Kiadi Mundi, who she had the conversation with when they're talking about the Jedi getting killed and dying and all that sort of stuff, and so he knew. And these other Jedi knew. All the ones that were on the planet were alive that saw, you know, the Jedi getting killed and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I guess they knew what had happened and what was going on. So yeah, I don't know.
So I can guarantee you that's not the answer.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not.
It's so messy that it literally will take us 15 minutes to piece it out and explain it what they wanted it to come out to be. But in their minds, they have May. That's who originally started the murders. So they have her in custody. They don't really care about Osha. They have the fall guy of Soul. So Venestra, if she is bad, she can blame it on Soul. It was a rogue Jedi who went bad, and everything's cool. Nobody knows that they're Sith except for Venestra and the Sith. But then at the same time, too, you're saying that in this 97 years, not only do you have Plagueis out there, you've got Chimere out there, you've got Osha out there, and you've got Venestra out there, all working together now to undermine the Jedi and go with Plagueis's go. Because if it was still Tenebrus's plan, they would have shown Tenebrus, but they chose Plagueis instead. So now what they're saying is that this is Plagueis's plans in motion. So he must have already killed Tenebrus at this point in time. Is basically at this point that Plagueis is the Sith Master, the Sith Lord. So
see, and how does he? I guess he trained Chimere, and now Chimere's gonna train.
Oh, Venestra trained Chimere.
Well,
she has the whip.
Yeah, she was the one that trained him on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jedi.
Venestra has to be Plagueis's acolyte.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he would be the master. She would be the apprentice for
And then
Plagueis.
Plagueis.
And then Chimere was.
And then Chimere
Padawan or
will be the master, and then
Osha
will be the apprentice. Okay,
but she didn't know that. She didn't know that. So that's the thing, is that Plagueis has Venestra as his acolyte, but she does not know. He's basically Plagueis is keeping everybody in the dark. It's this people.
But
they don't know.
Return of the Jedi when the Palpatine tried getting Luke to kill Vader. So I bet like maybe he tried to get Chimere to kill Venestra, and that backfired.
Yeah, because they had multiple people. Because there's the whole story of Darth Venomous as well. That so that they have multiple people doing it's compartmentalized. Plagueis has basically got all these people compartmentalized for his plan.
Separated.
And yeah, he's got them separated. So that's why Venestra never even knew that Khmer was still alive, but Plagueis did. So Plagueis was with him on the island, and he's training them. So he's got multiple balls in motion. That's the only explanation that I can think that they're going for with this. But it's so sloppy. It's so sloppy, man. Like
Yeah. All answers will never get in a season 2 because
exactly.
season 2 will
Hopefully,
never happen.
Yeah.
I'll never sleep again.
Yeah, I know. Ren Impmon for $20. OSHA Soul. With man, I hate the fact that this show is trying to give credence to Yoda's lack of enthusiasm when Kiade Mundi in the prequels, walking, talking, expected, instant transmission. What are we? DBZ now? Plagueis. Yeah. Again, it's just more stuff that doesn't make sense. It's just head scratching moments. Yeah, we definitely got a lot of instant transmission in this. Where Plagueis was in that cave the whole time, and how he never popped in or did anything. I don't know. They completely teased him. I guess to try to get people excited to try to get them to do a season 2, but
which wouldn't make sense in itself, because if Khmer is Plagueis' apprentice and Plagueis was there the entire time, and Chimer's whole thing is that he wants an apprentice, that's not how it works. So Plagueis is standing in another room, letting Khmer get another apprentice. Like it's.
Yeah. Well, that's the point. It's like, why doesn't Plagueis have something better to do than just hang out in a cave all the time?
You would think.
Oh
so.
Yeah,
but not in Disney Star Wars, Alan. Not in Disney Star Wars.
Plagueis, Ego Damas was a global banker. He was an intergalactic banker. And I mean, he was traveling all over the place, doing deals and meeting with senators and stuff like that. And he had time to make these adjustments and do things, but it's not like he could just sit in the back of the cave while Osha and Khmer are getting it on.
Yeah.
I mean, at least Palpatine could rule the universe.
Yeah. Yeah. So Bron says wrong. No Jedi Alive knows about the Sith guy. They all think it's Soul. See, you might be right, Bron. I'd have to go back and rewatch the episode. I just thought that they saw him there, but maybe they didn't. Maybe she lied to all of them, and all the Jedi that showed up there just thought it was Soul.
But at the same time, you would think the Jedi who knew Saul would know that wasn't him, or that Saul wasn't capable of that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they did because he was suffering from PTSD.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Nothing in this show makes sense. Nothing is clear. Knee Pain actually just started watching this, just to chit chat on here because he hasn't been watching anything. Is any of it making sense to you, Knee Pain? Any of the show when you were watching this?
No, I mean, I don't know if you like to watch stuff I've been doing. Like I've been trying to do my own reviews, but not like so much like going up like why the story's bad. Like I've been like nitpicking shots, but also like point out.
Yes.
I'm trying to take a more casual approach where I say, okay, I actually like this, which I found I've had some fans that watch my videos actually aren't getting too defensive because I'll be like, well, I like this and this. But then I get into like the whole Torben scene where everyone's like, it's stupid he killed himself. The fans like, no, it's not. And then what I did is I didn't even talk about Torben killing himself. I pointed out stuff that's really hard to debate. Like when May walks up, she puts her hand on up like this and like, oh, there's the force shield. And then the next shot, she's literally 1 foot closer than what her hand was. Right? It's like, you can't tell me there's something wrong with that. So when I point these things up, people are like, oh, okay, yeah, there's something wrong there. So it's like, okay, we can't argue about story. I'm at least going to tear up the technicalities of it. You're going to agree with me on that. And I've gotten through I've tried to even give some feedback. Like maybe I would have done this sequence a little bit different, maybe cut it differently. I'm not saying it makes it better, but good God, I'm just trying to make it not as bad.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be I'm trying to take a balanced look at it, which I think a lot of people have appreciated that different approach. But after I finally watched 3 and 4 last night, you watched the live stream when I put down the bottle of wine and got blasted on my mind, which I have to get the video back up again. I'm thinking am I going to make this better?
Well, I mean,
So,
I always came at it from a story perspective. I mean,
yeah,
if Osha is the star of the show, which ostensibly she is, after watching the first 7 episodes, what was her want? What did her character want in this series? What was she going after? There was nothing, you know, and she kind of slipped into what she ultimately got in the final episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty much caught up. I don't know what's going on. I'm really confused.
And that's why you're confused. Because you don't know. You don't know what people want. You don't know who's good. You don't know who's bad. You don't know who to root for. You're gonna buy the guinea pig doll, but that's about it.
And the last episode, this is supposed to be the season finale. Finale is supposed to have a climax. If that's the showrunner's idea of a climax, I feel sorry for their partner. That's all I got to say. That was not very impressive.
No, it was not at all. Alex R with the Argentinian peso, Darth Venomous theory. Kamir is not Plagueis' apprentice and a real Sith Lord. Plagueis was spying and stalking them. We will get to see Tenebrous later, the real Sith Master. I think they inspired by Darth Venomous. Plagueis broke the rule of 2, taking other apprentices. I can see that being a possibility for sure. But again, answers we'll never get because there'll never be a season 2 of this. But we'll get it in books, comics, you know.
Well, come on, Nick. If there's never a season 2, where are we going to stream about for 3.5 hours?
Disney always comes through.
Yeah, okay, Ray movie. We got the Ray movie. We got Skeleton Crew. Andor season 2, which Andor season 2 we actually might have.
I want to believe.
Yeah, we'll probably have way more positive things to say when Andor season 2 gets here than we have for this shit show, The Acolyte. But yeah, like Alan said.
Question I have. Are you able to pull that one back?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, the question I have is, so I'm the Star Wars fan who watched the movies. That's my knowledge of Star Wars. And I believe that the vast majority of Star Wars fans only watch the movies. And so when you throw out names like Plagueis, Tenebrous, Venomous, what percentage of total Star Wars fans know who these people are? And why are they putting it in The Acolyte?
Yeah.
Very small, without explaining any of those people.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't know you guys, I would never have known who that person was. That was Plagueis. And I still have no idea of the significance of Plagueis. And I have to believe that the majority of people who are watching this series are in my shoes, don't know this guy.
Yeah, same.
Or them. Doesn't know them.
It's sort of like the Cortosis helmet. Like when that episode happened, we're like, what's wrong with these people's lightsabers? Did they like forget to charge them or something?
Yeah.
Because we didn't know anything about that because that was something that was introduced in the comics.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought he hit their power button or something.
I didn't know what was happening. And they never explained it. Now later on they explained it, you know, but at the time where we were all confused, you know, that's not good writing.
I'm so tired of people telling me like, well, you need to go read this website. It's going to explain it all. You're going to explain it all. It's like, I don't have time. I don't have time to read a magazine. And I'm through season 3 of The Strain, catching up on old shows. Yeah. Guess what? I haven't had to read a single website to keep up with what's going on in the show. Why? Because the show explains it. It does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's called foreshadowing in storytelling. Yes. And I'll just, this is another perfect example. If there's anybody in the chat that's wondering why we have so many problems with this show, because all you needed to do was insert a 5 to 10 second line of dialogue, a couple episodes in so you have this, instead of it being what the heck's going on, there was a perfect opportunity when May was in the apothecary shop with Chimere, and he could have been working on something. She's like, oh, what is that? He could have said, oh, be careful with that. That's cortosis. It's this and that. And that's all you had to do, because then you're setting it up for down the road. You're pre-explaining it. That's the way storytelling. It's not, hey, we're going to just drop something totally new on you and nobody knows what the hell's going on. And then I'll do some exposition in a couple episodes later. But what Alex is saying is, I thought the same thing, Alex, that maybe Plagueis was sneaking and spying on Chimere, but I changed my mind on that because of that call that Vanestra had that just seems so weird and sneaky and out of place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, he said in the previous message, I meant Tenebris broke the rule too many times, and Chimere is his apprentice. So yeah, see, and a lot of that stuff that, like Alan was saying, a lot of us don't know that lore and that backstory because we didn't read all the books and all the comics.
And the people who know it are super fans, and they're definitely not fans of this.
Yeah,
you're talking Ryan and Kendall level of knowledge. And Stupendous Wave and those guys. And I agree. Yeah. When you had the whole Tenebris Plagueis thing is when it was really introduced that you had two Darth Lords of the Sith that were obsessed with extending their life and wanted to, and that's where this whole thing came in. And Tenebris wanted to, they were very worried about, well, what happens if two of them die? And then the Sith, if there's only two of them, and then suddenly something happens, then that's it. The Sith are gone forever. So that was the whole storyline of, starting to train multiple. And that was always, Tenebris didn't like Bane's philosophy of the rule of two.
Yeah. Wow. That would have made a good TV show.
Yeah, it would have, It's almost like if they had a book that they could have adapted with somebody like Tony Gilroy to make something.
But you got to understand, they saved a lot of money by not paying the EU authors.
Well, and like what Kathleen Kennedy said, they didn't have stuff to work off of. They didn't have. It's not like there's just a history of stuff you can go to.
No free stuff they could work off of.
Yeah, they don't exactly. Because Alan Dean Foster, they tried screwing him out of his money too, until he basically went to court and they were forced to.
Yeah. Well, I mean that begs the point. Is like you could have paid these people royalties on this stuff, told their stories, and you would have actually made money and be seeing profit.
Yep, because people already knew those stories and people already liked them. The fans like that stuff. Ren Itmon for $5 Canadian. Sorry, Yoda's lack of enthusiasm when Kiadi Mundi mentioned the Sith not being seen for a millennia in the prequels. I missed a whole sentence.
Where? Second, we must wait.
Yeah. I mean, he was like, oh, they haven't been seen in a millennia. Like, nobody knows. Now, I mean, if she doesn't go in there and tell Yoda the truth, but the thing is, Yoda knows, can sense all this stuff, but maybe the dark side's clouding his vision, like in the prequels with the Jedi. I don't know. It's all just very confusing, and it's not explained very well at all. Sutton Creek Productions for $2. Star Wars caught cholera. Now it's spreading. It caught something. And it's for sure spreading. Guys, that was the last super chat. It's freaking after 1 o'clock in the morning here.
3-hour live stream.
3-hour live stream. We are gonna wrap things up. Knee pain. Tell everybody any final thoughts on this episode or this season, and what you got going on, where people can find you.
Well, if you just look up Knee Pain, you'll find me on YouTube and probably some response videos about me. I had my 15 minutes of fame already. But I'm finally on Twitter. I got like 10 followers, but I don't really do anything.
Can we follow you on there?
Some people are. I think coaches. I know Chris is, and like I said, I'm floating around out there. I still don't have a, me, like nothing's really changed my channel. I'm talking a little more about Star Wars, but I still will just do the most random videos ever. Like I am the most genreless person ever. I'm still working on a programming tutorial. Like I just do whatever I think about.
Okay, you have 13 followers now.
Okay. Thank you, Alan.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What's your Twitter?
Yeah, because I
Just
searched
listen.
for you before.
Yeah, look up knee pain, and then he has 3 pronouns going after it.
Yeah,
And you have no profile picture, like a bot, like a Russian bot.
No,
No, that's a knee. That's a knee.
Yeah,
in the
it's
joint
at the
and
knee pain.
inside, yeah.
At the knee pain. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. My pronouns are Veni Vidi Vici. So
yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right,
got it.
Got it. At the knee pain.
Okay, you're at 15 now. Yeah, 15.
Yeah,
I'm moving up in the world.
Yeah, 15 followers
Dude,
now.
you're gonna double that.
Yeah, guys in
We
chat.
still have 750
on,
views still in chat.
Yeah, if you guys are on Twitter, I just posted Knee Pain's Twitter. Follow him on Twitter, so you guys can see all his posts and stuff on there and know what he's talking about. And he does a lot of other stuff. You do a lot of like camera stuff and.
I'll talk about AI. I'll talk about just really anything that comes up. I mean, my channel's always been the most random stuff in the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
So guys, definitely go check out Knee Pain. Alan, tell everybody about Film Threat. This is gonna be a big day tomorrow, brother.
Yeah, big day on Film Threat, the Film Threat YouTube channel. Also, if you want to watch on X or Rumble, you can do that as well. But funeral of a franchise. We are gonna host the funeral of Star Wars, and starts at 1:00 p.m. Pacific. And we have guests, including Nick and Knee Pain there. I think, John, you're going to join us.
Yeah, I'll send you guys a DM.
Yeah, let's see who else is coming. Az is going to be there. Nerdrotic, Valiant, Paul Chatto, Warren Smith, Yellow Flash, and Christian Toto, Fear the Beardo, and of course Anna, that Star Wars girl.
And tell them you've got some stuff going on at Comic-Con San Diego this year, right?
Yeah.
If anybody in the chat's coming to Comic-Con in San Diego here where I am, Film Threat's got some stuff going on.
That's at end of October, right?
No, it's next week.
No.
It's next week. Oh,
yeah. So next Wednesday. Week from Wednesday, we'll have a meetup. Thanks to Gabe El Taib. Gary Nerdrotic will be there. Chris and I will be there. It's at some bar. Follow us on
Basic
Twitter.
bar.
Yeah, and it'll be 7:30, I believe, 7:00 on Wednesday night, and then Chris and I will have signings on Thursday and Saturday, and then we have a Film Threat panel on Saturday as well.
Double AA.
Oh yeah,
that's gonna be Film Threat.
Film Threat. Yeah. So YouTube at Film Threat.
Yep. And I'll post the link in chat for anybody that is not already subscribed to Film Threat over there.
Yes,
if
subscribe.
Not, you already should be. Let's see here. Let me pull up the link. So the Star Wars funeral is going to be here tomorrow. Link is going in the chat. So go over.
It looks like we'll be going 5 to 6 hours on this one. So.
It's gonna be a long one, guys. People are gonna be bouncing in and out. I'm actually right when I get off of here, I'm gonna be working on my eulogy. I already started writing it. I got it probably 75% done. So I'll have it done tomorrow.
Yes.
And then I just gotta
I
make
believe
sure
you're coming at the tail end of things. So.
Yeah, I'll be there 6:00 my time, which will be 4:00 y'all's time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Is when I'll be there. Coach actually sent his video in to you guys already.
Okay, great. So Chris should have that then.
Yeah, Chris will have that. So yeah, that's where it's gonna be. So you guys go check out Film Threat. John, anything you want to promote or talk about? Close out.
Just stoked to be on with you guys tonight and all the previous panel members that were on earlier. I mean, I've actually had so much fun. I've laughed so much in the last 8 weeks at this show, and just how diabolically awful that this show is. I've had so much fun creating memes for X and just tossing those out each week. I mean, I've never in my life seen so many diehard fans, normies, and shills just all just turn on a project. I mean, people who are the most like non-negative YouTubers on the Star Wars community, just literally from week to week, suddenly going on rant after rant after rant. They can't even talk about the show with just losing their minds. And some of the biggest YouTube channels in the world that never go negative. So it was fun. It was fun to basically just pour one in the grave with everybody. So
it's been a fun roast.
It's been a fun roast
for sure.
So you guys can follow me on Twitter, just right there, my handle.
Yeah, I put it in chat, guys. Follow John on there.
I post all my new projects on there.
And he has one of the best jobs in the world because he gets to photograph hot chicks all the time. And he posts some of that stuff too.
Oh, so, really? I'll start posting more. Posting more.
Yeah. He's a great photographer. He's done the meetups for Nerdrotic in Vegas and stuff.
I was checking out your Instagram earlier. I was gonna give you a follow.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, his Instagram too. He's over there, but yeah, he's I need to just come hang out in San Diego for like a week.
Yeah, and Alan, I was gonna message you guys, but you're right here. So I'm right here in San Diego. So if for the basic bar you need somebody just to come down and do event photos of the night and just document the whole thing for you guys, just let me know. Just toss me on the list.
If you contact Gabe El Taib, he's the one kind of running things. So he also perform improv in San Diego. So
we'll come to see that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Natural Comedy Theater. Come and see it. All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for us. Thank you to all the guests, everybody that super chatted, all the new members, for all the people that sent super chats. This super chat video is for you guys, and this is actually from a good Star Wars movie. And all our new members, this one's for you guys.
Welcome to the party, pal. Turn up the heat and it's getting ready to pop.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. As we always say here, we are, you are, Echo Base Network. Until the next one, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Coach and Nick from Echo Base Network, thank you so much for being here with us tonight at Echo Base TV, where community happens.